tired. Dog, I'm tired. What's up, kids? Yeah, I don't expect Goose to pay the amount of money I'm going to demand to eat those stupid frickin' things. Yeah, take a quick look at the wall. Okay, nothing fancy going on. A little bit of rearranging. Put things in different places. All right, I'm going to sit down. Don't look at my crotch. Or look at my crotch. I don't really care. Coming to you from the nudist colony, it's Mike Crotch. You know, back in the olden days, you used to be named by what you did for a living. So, Booty Snatcher Man was probably a weird name. Yeah. Close that hole. What's going on, Jiminy? Grayson, what is up? Are there others that may contribute to this foolery? No, I don't expect anybody to contribute to it. So, 500 or I don't eat shit because I don't want to do it. So Stoney sends me these things, right? Airmax, what is up? So Stonehaven sent me all these stupid things, and they show up, and I'm forced to sit here with these stupid things, going, what the frick? Look that way. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't close enough. I could still get in trouble. Well, if the live stream ends, you'll know why. You're going to order your Altor tomorrow. Yeah. You knew he was sending them now. The gummy bear is not that bad. They don't even tell you how many Scovilles it is. Hello, Pat. I'd rather play with the optics that Olight sent me. I've had the gummy bear. It's not as bad as the one chip. Oh, yeah, I handled the chip just fine. I puked and passed out twice. That was me handling it. So this is 9 million Scovilles. How did the Chronicle shoot? Don't know. Haven't shot it yet. Last time I went to the range, I was shooting the TSOS PX9 and my Apollo 11. I have not shot the Chronicle yet. Hello, how are you? Nice 1911 optic on the vid. You talking about the one with the O-sight? Rocky, you tired, buddy? You were out playing all day in the heat. Rocky's going to sleep while we talk. Yo, Joe, have milk ready and don't let Goose join. I have no milk. I have Gatorade and dog treats. So worst case scenario, I'm going to eat all of his food. He eats my food. Spice is one thing, Joshua. I agree. I like spice as well. But 9 million Scoville is ridiculous. It's stupid. It's the kind of heat that you do just to test your metal, not to enjoy it. Brookside, what's up? I have an insane spice tolerances. Please do not listen to me. Oh, I'm fine with the spice. It's just with my autoimmune and health conditions, the active ingredient that makes that shit so hot can trigger my syncope, which is why I passed out the last time. So if I'm going to pass out during a live stream for you fools, I'm getting paid. Sorry. So we'll wait until 10 o'clock. If nobody has paid anything, then we just won't do shit. So The money's just going towards the business anyway, so it's not like I'm going to buy anything special. I might buy my dog some new dog toys. I love my dog, and my dog deserves the best. That's why the son of a bitch gets to go to the park every day for 2 hours. How's Rocco? He's doing great, man. Please do not eat it then. Whatever, dude. I'm what they call financially poor, despite shit being behind me. I am liquid capital deficient. That's what I mean. I like spice, but that's ridiculous. Deep says, bro has a whole COD inventory. Has Rocky really taken a liking to any toy in specific? Yes. There's one that he plays with. He gets a little aggressive because it's the one that he's determined is our tug toy. No, we're not playing. I'm just showing the audience you're so it's this little stuffed horsey that I've had in a box forever, and I kind of tossed it to him, and he just started nipping at it. I don't even let the kids out for 2 hours some days. Good job. Oop. So this is his favorite toy. But then he starts biting me, and he actually broke my skin through my shirt, so I don't think I got an infection, but I got he broke the skin with pressure, so I'm pretty sure I'm all right, but I'm going to watch it. Hello, Ariana. Oh, there you go, buddy. Now he's playing with it again. Good boy. Hey, not you. This thing. Anyway, what was wrong with me last week? On top of being head cold and just not being able to think well, I wasn't recovering any energy. It has to do with my autoimmune diseases. Can I send your dog toys? You can if you want. He doesn't play with a lot of toys though. Oh, no. Number one, read the pinned comment. No, it's going to cost a lot of money before I do anything. 500 minimum, which means I don't have to do anything. It's kind of like the suppressor thing. I'm setting the price prohibitively high. I'm not telling you guys I won't do it, but you guys are going to have to pay me if I'm going to pass out on camera again. Dave, what is up? Alpha says hi. I was about to ask to see how you're doing. Yeah, no, I'm still recovering from just, I don't know. I get to these points where I lose so much energy that my body isn't recovering any energy. Like today I had one hot dog, so. Oh, I won't miss that. Well, we're going to go until 10 o'clock. If people don't donate, then they'll just sit there. Yeah, buddy. That's my boy. Good boy. Good Rocky. He eats better than I do. No, I do not vape. What's your opinion on the Springfield Hellcat? The Springfield Hellcat is perfectly fine. It's it's a micro compact, so it's not my style. Favorite guns, 1911s. Is that a 7.62 by 39 or a 7.62 by 51? If you're referring to the AK-47, that one is in 7.62 by 39. So Rocky won't try any dry food. I have to mix his dry food with wet food, and then he'll still eat around the dry food, unless it sits for a while. Kimber's 1911 is nice. You are correct. No, I did not see anything on the New York shootings. What's going on in New York? The Hellcat Pro isn't micro, but yeah, it's kind of small. It's based on a Micro 9, or subcompact, excuse me. I said micro. I meant subcompact. The Pro is longer, obviously, because it has longer than a 3-inch barrel. Oh, some people were robbing a bank and people got shot. That's not everyday gun violence. I don't care. Really? You gonna give me the big sigh? You're just angry that I'm better at fighting than you are. Never encountered a dog that's a picky eater. That's kind of interesting and unfortunate. It's not unfortunate, Brooke. So, Brooke, an animal is similar in many ways to a higher intelligence life form like humans, in that if he was forced to eat nothing but kibble and kept locked up and abused and belittled and made fun of all the time, he wouldn't want to eat that kibble anymore. So I can't blame him for not wanting to just eat dry kibble, because it's probably all he got while the previous owner, who was a dick, owned him. So he's decided to be picky. And you know what? If it gets him to eat and I have to mix his wet with dry, then I will do that. Thank you, Justin. Why is the 320 back in the news? Because multiple agencies are telling other multiple are being instructed not to use them anymore. Oh, is that what happened to him? As far as I know, his paperwork says that he was forfeited, but the people at the Humane Society said he was a seizure from a house that had 57 animals. I guess I didn't think about it that way. That's a good way to think about it. Yep. Hey, bro. No, you can't buy a hot switch. You cannot make a semi-automatic gun a full automatic in the United States. Is that rail guns? Yes, it's all rail guns. Show me your coolest gun. No. My coolest gun isn't in this house. You like the Spear LT in 760x39? Never actually put my hands on one. Alexander says, nice room. Thank you, sir. King of Chicago says, what is up? I don't know. I don't live in Mexico. You have a BB gun. I have BB guns and airsoft guns. Hey, what do you think about the Jericho 941? Cool gun or what? I prefer the 941 with a steel frame. The polymer frames do nothing for me. Do you have something with gold or silver? I have some polished stuff, but nothing with actual precious metals in it. Wow, nice room. Thank you. How much for an FN? An FN what? Show me a second. No, Aiden, I don't show guns. You can't touch guns on a live stream. So, sorry. Do I know about Terran Tactical? I know Terran Tactical will never sit down and talk to me or send me a gun because I think he's overrated. No, I don't do giveaways. Which Glock? You're just naming brands now, bro. You got to name models. Also, thoughts on the cow print Glock with the udder trigger. I think it's so good. I can still get those. Those are funny. Am I okay? You sound stuffy. I'm still fighting a bit of a head cold. Was I in the military? No, I was not. Do you have an AR? Look at the wall. Have a beautiful, blessed day, Mr. Jim. Thank you, B. Hell yeah, love the arsenal. Thank you, sir. Noob here. I bought a Daniel Defense 16-inch 308, but I don't know if the damn thing has a gas block. Lol, any advice besides removing the damn rail? Just Google your model. What's the best scope you have? I really am not a rifle guy, so probably the Burris that's on top of the AR. The wall looks amazing. Thank you, Guardian. Best Glock in your opinion? A broken one. Is that a Judge revolver? It's the polymer framed Public Defender. You did do a giveaway for a gun locker. Yeah, and it brought a lot of fake motherfuckers here. So, the FN 509. They vary in price from roughly 500 to 700, depending on the variant that you're looking for. You did. There's no information. Did you go to Daniel Defense's website? It should tell you. You'll know. Take it apart and look at the inside. Just open it up and take your bolt carrier group out and look at it. You'll be able to tell if it's got a piston or a straight gas tube running all the way back. A piston-driven gun, it looks complete, is different internally up at the top. So open the gun, take your bolt carrier group out, and see if you got a gas tube or a piston in there. That'll be the simplest way to do it. You don't have to take the rail off. just take your bolt carrier group out. If at the top of your bolt carrier group there's a little cup, then it's gas driven. Bro, don't do giveaways, invest it back in yourself. It's not about that, Guardian. It just, doing giveaways when you're not a super large channel is disingenuous because it's just farming. What guns don't you have, man? I've got a lot of guns, man. Can you hit the lowest note you can? Not really, not just off the rip, man. I'd have to practice before I can get a low sound. You're looking for the bolts to adjust the gas? Unless you have an adjustable gas block, you won't be adjusting anything. So just because it's gas driven doesn't mean you can adjust the gas. If you have an adjustable gas block, it would be very, very obvious on your gun. You're a felon? No. And you have a great night. You ever shoot a FAMAS? No. Gun at top left corner of the YouTube plaque. What is that? Top left corner of the YouTube plaque. So my left or your left on the screen is the Apollo 11. The one directly above the plaque is my Gerson 1911. I got one better, just don't be there. Don't be where. You look like Ice Cube. Not the first time I've heard that, Ching. EDC 1911. Actually, I'm using that 1911 with the optic on it right now because I put the optic on it and I did some work to it. What's your dream gun? Probably something like the TRP double stack from Nighthawk Customs. What do I think about the Caltac PR57? I've held one. They're interesting. They're very thin. They're not my style. Do you have an opinion on the Ruger 5.56? Yes, they're very solid rifles. I approve. If you can get one for a good price, I highly recommend it. They're built very well. You have any oldies? Yes, I've got a few. Got it, yes. Got stupid recoil. Been trying to mitigate that by installing a Geisley spring and an H3 buffer. Well, you're also firing a 308 out of a 16-inch AR from Daniel Defense, which means it's a lighter weight one, kind of like in the same vein as the Ruger SFAR. When you go lightweight plus hard-hitting bullet, you're going to have a lot of recoil. What you popping there? Just some migraine medicine. Ever shoot a Desert Eagle? Yes, Alpha Ghost, I have. I sold mine because all my friends like to shoot it and never bought any goddamn ammo. I love your voice. Thank you, Alyssa. Did you see the new news on the P320? Nope. Educate me. I have a Springfield Model A1. It was inherited. I don't know much about that particular pistol. Springfield what A1? Do I have a 17 HMR? Actually, I don't right now. Mini 14s, what about them? New P320 Province. Boom, boom, boom. Most recent instance, no. What's going on with Sig? Let's see. Recently, an airman. Hold on. Anyway. Essentially, if you move the trigger 1 millimeter back and squeeze the front of the gun. I'm not talking about the airman getting killed. I'm talking about the newly discovered mechanical defect. All it says is Springfield Model 1911 A1 in 45 caliber. So Springfield made 1911s for a long time. Inheriting it is a little bit vague. The A1, the design of the A1 has been around since 1929, but Springfield has been making 1911s for decades. So YouTuber was able to get the 320 to fire five separate times without pulling the trigger. Okay. Did he do it with 5 separate guns or just one gun 5 times? What do tracer rounds do besides leaving a little light path? Well, it is a projectile still, so it can cause damage. It's just not a full power load because obviously there's phosphorus powder that's being burned. What's your thoughts on SBR 10-inch AR lower, used only as a truck gun or bug out situation? Do what, I mean, I don't have an opinion that I can really give you. I have some 7.5-inch 300 blackout 5.56 guns, and they shoot great at 150, 200 yards. So people that claim that you can't use an SBR or a pistol with a shorter barrel, they don't know what they're doing. Just the one gun, same sample. Okay, so again, I'm not defending Sig in any way. Their guns are going off. But unless he can grab dozens of guns, they've built 25 million Sig 320s. So, yeah, there's going to be problems. And again, I am not defending Sig Sauer. Their guns go off, 100%. But watching somebody repeatedly cause one gun to have a malfunction, that gun could have been built wrong. He could have been lucky and gotten a bad gun. Or there's just that many out there. I don't take one individual person who's trying to make a gun fail as a scientist. They're just somebody who managed to duplicate an issue. And great, he found the issue. Guess what? Sig knows about it. They're just being dicks and not handling it. You could own any historical weapon from any area purely for collection and appreciation. Which one would you choose and why? I own them, 1911s. Do you think SDI is a good and reliable company? Nope. It's a place to start, but honestly, you get the same education in gunsmithing, actually a better education in gunsmithing by just taking apart your gun. Honestly, if you go and find a small town gunsmith that's willing to take on an apprentice, you'll learn more from apprenticing for a real gunsmith than you will with the school. No, PMags are not tougher than steel. Squirrel, unfortunately, I do not. 2011 or 1911. Either one, it doesn't matter. They have the same trigger mechanisms. Capacity you get in a 2011, classic lines and thinner profile you get in a 1911. I still like Sig. One of my EDCs is a 365 AXG Legion. So here's what I'm going to say to you guys. Ford Pintos exploded when they got hit in the rear, but the rest of the lineup was fine. So if everybody is telling you the Sig 320 is going to do this, don't buy a 320. Also, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he was either testing a base model or an M17 or an M18. He was testing a gun with the curved trigger. Tell me if I'm wrong on that fact. Was he testing an X-Full, an X5, or a AXG? Or was he testing a base model that LEs would be carrying? That's a lot of guns. Not really. I carry 320 on duty for work, and I trust it. Curve trigger. Thank you. Do you have a Smith & Wesson AR-15? Nope, I do not. I like the way you try to see the entire picture. Zooming out for a better perspective is good. It was a base model. So I've been saying that ever since the issue started. The guns that are mostly affected, I have yet to see an X-Full with the flat face trigger, an X5, a Spectre Comp, or an AXG Legion have the same failures. The 320s with the curved triggers, the geometry of the gun allows that minute movement of the trigger to create the tension necessary for an ND, AD, uncommanded discharge, whatever you want to call it. So the fact of the matter is, the Sig is flawed, but it's also limited to a very specific version of the gun. So the problem isn't the FCU, it's the trigger mechanism in conjunction with the FCU. So they need to stop producing the FCU. Any XL shirts left? No, I'm all out of shirts. What trigger do you run on your 5.56 platform? My main one is a Franklin Armory binary. I also have a Timney trigger in one, a Geisley in another, and a CMC trigger. No, sorry, the Timney is not in there anymore. And I sold my 300 Blackout with the Rise to a buddy of mine. Stone is around. It's just he's probably doing shit. He's probably working right now. Putting a Norso slide on my 320x5 Legion. Good idea or no? I have a guy that's supposed to be bringing me one that's trying to sell a 320 with that slide to me, and I need to check it out. So I'll let you know once I check it out. I've never actually messed with that variant of the gun. The problem is the bean counters at SIG. The problem is the legal department at SIG. The bean counters don't give a shit. The bean counters, SIG makes so much money off their military that the bean counters don't give a fuck. It's the legal department at Sig Sauer who keeps saying deny, deny, deny. Because once you've denied something vehemently and you go back on it, you open the floodgates. So they've done the wrong thing by saying their gun isn't the problem, and now they're being forced to stick with that. There is no gun with a great big clip. Gonna watch Jurassic with the boy, be back in a couple hours. Okay. Horrifying to see it fire like that. It shouldn't be so random. Trigger should be a little more heavy. It's not just the trigger, my guy. And you're falling victim to social media. There's a lot more to it than just the trigger weight. I have 1911s with 2-pound triggers that don't go off on their own. The trigger weight is not the issue. It's the complete design of the FCU in conjunction with the base curved trigger. What the fuck was I about to look up? Yeah, I can't remember what I was about to look at. Blame the lawyers, I'm in. Yeah. Chasing says, I love the background. Thank you. There is no clip in any of those guns, Joshua. Those are magazines. If you want to call them the right thing, I will respond. And they're not interchangeable, so don't start. If you start, you go away. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to deal with you. I'm trying to pick either the PSA Micro or RIA M200. What would you pick? I'd go with the Rock Island, personally. I think the build quality is better on theirs. Do any of you guys have any experience with Wook's furniture? It looks really cool, but kind of pricey. A buddy of mine named Brandon actually built one for a friend of his, and he says it's really nice. I don't know anything about Valmet, and you can keep spamming the same thing, and I'm not going to answer it. I don't reload, so I don't know anything about powders. The 320 and 365 FCUs are completely different designs. Yes, that's true. I like the blue grip on the pistol. Thank you. That is a Gerson Regard that's actually factory. It's got a window in it so you can see the rounds. Can you pull off the M1911? No, you can't touch guns on lives on YouTube. What would you choose for a first pistol? I would tell you, Vincent, to go to your local gun store and try out a bunch of guns in your hand to see what fits well. And maybe try to find a range that will let you shoot and rent guns. And you got to make that a very personal decision for you. I can tell you what's reliable. Glocks are reliable. Smith & Wessons are reliable. Canics can be reliable. My first gun was a 1911, so I can't really tell you what you should get as your first gun. I don't know who Gabe is, Alex. Beretta 1301 or Beretta Ultima Patrol. You're doing well with either one. It just depends on if you want to save a little bit of money. Yeah, DB, don't remove people just for saying what a loser. I'll just ignore them. Have I ever touched a Browning BDM? I have not. Do you think high schoolers flashing guns and being fake gangsters should be able to own guns in the future. To me, it just looks dumb, kind of like their moms. Number one, here's the deal with that statement. If you preemptively restrict somebody's rights because you don't like what you're seeing, but they still haven't committed a crime or caused a reason for you to take away their rights, it leads down a dark path that you don't come back from. The minute we allow that to happen, it gets iffy. Now, if somebody does something that is a clear and present aggression towards somebody else or using that firearm as an towards somebody, yeah, then they're going to lose their rights. But you cannot just take away somebody's rights because they try to look tough. It doesn't mean anything until they actually do something. And I know that's a dumb thing to say, but it is the truth. Spam dude, I'm out. All right, dude, I'm sorry. Howdy, Joe. How you feeling? Got a free 320 carry coming. Nice knowing you. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hi from East Tennessee. Paul, what is going on? What do you think about the RI Super 38 Super? Never shot the Rock Island 38 Super, but most of their 1911s are pretty solid. Live in a gun store, America. Yeah. Got it. It sounds sarcastic. It's not. No, I get where you're coming from. Now, if you see people behaving that way, we should definitely keep a ear towards the situation. You shouldn't just go, oh, until they kill somebody, it doesn't matter. But you can't remove somebody's rights because of a thought experiment. Do you have any MCX Glock conversion kits? Here's the funny thing. MCX is actually owned by Meta Tactical now. So if you want to get a Ronin or an MCX, those are actually you need to get a Meta Tactical chassis. I apologize, sir. The missus calling. I must go. Holy shit, you're like 12. How do you have a wife? Slippery slope. Seems like you should at least have a psych check before owning a gun. Again, you're going too far in terms of control. If you've never exhibited any sort of behavioral issues, you've never been in trouble with the law, you've never done anything to cause anybody bodily harm, you're not threatening everybody you know, that's too far. To force everybody to have a psychological evaluation before they own a gun will create so much chaos that it would never work. Would you port a CCW? Why not? Sure. The point of a CCW or a gun in general that you can carry for protection is that you're competent and capable of using it. Who gives a shit if there's a blast going straight up? Get used to shooting it, and then that gun, once you train with it, will become so good for you that the ports will just be a benefit to you. You know, a lot of people will sit there and try to say because they're on YouTube that you should train this way, you should train that way, you should train this way. I'm going to point out that all these motherfuckers that are telling you how to carry a gun and EDC and shit, shoot with ear protection on and over ears on. Go and fire a gun without your ear protection a few times and see what it feels like. It's very easy to tell somebody how to carry a gun, what kind of gun, where to carry a gun, how to use the gun when you're in a fully controlled situation. But unless you get into a shootout and both parties take a timeout to put hearing protection on, it's a pointless thing to sit there and wonder if something's going to be good in the moment. Go out and train with what you want to carry and fuck everybody else. I smell dang, my guy's snapping off. I'm not snapping off. I don't like watching social media create a false narrative towards people. I don't in any way instruct people how to hold a gun. I don't, when I'm at the range shooting a gun, I don't tell you how you should be carrying, how you should be standing. I shoot how I shoot, and I shoot well for myself. I think you need to practice and just get good with what you got. How to get a gun license. Don't be a felon. I don't have to have a license to own a gun. Ever shoot an SP09? SP09. Man, you are loud. Turn me down, my friend. Ghost from Cali of Call of Duty be like, yeah, maybe. Hiya, Jiminy. What's up, Schizoid? Oh, SP01. Yeah, I've got an SP01. I've had several through my life. I'm actually converting. My dog thinks I'm too loud too because now he's going to the bedroom. I'm going to be converting my SP01 to single action only. I've got the Cajun Gunworks single action trigger for it. Real guy, real info, much appreciated. I'm trying to be. I've never shot a direct CZ Customs gun. Again, I'm not the guy. I'm not Honest Outlaw. I'm not Hickok. I'm not these guys, and I'm not. I don't ever want to be the guy that you guys go to for that kind of information. I want to show you how to take apart a gun. I want to show you what I think are flaws with guns. I'm usually right. But I also want you guys to make your full decisions on your own. Do I have a 30-30? Yes, I've got a couple. Hello, nice to see another gun tuber. Okay. How can you get a 2-pound trigger in a 1911? Tuning it. You have to adjust things like the rear spring. It's not hard. I've gotten a 1911 down to a pound. Am I taking a Legion series or a CZ Shadow? I would take a CZ Shadow or a Tactical Sport over a standard Legion, but I would take a 226 Reserve over a Shadow. It's not a podcast, but it's just we talk about stuff, my friend. You got any bazookas in there? No, but I do have a grenade launcher. Do you have a Desert Eagle? No, not anymore. I sold it. Too many people wouldn't buy ammo. Would you ever create your own firearm? No. Because if I did, I would just build a 1911. Reserve for the win. Okay, got you. Yep, they're very expensive. What's your favorite Glock? A melted one. Are those legal? The 37 millimeter grenade launcher, which is technically a signal device, yes. It shoots, I have flashbangs and concussive ones, but yeah. What do you think about the Ruger 1911s? Ruger makes some decent stuff. I like the SR 1911 lineup that's pretty accurate, pretty solid materials. Have I tried the HD 4.5? No, I will never willingly shoot a staccato. Do you rent or own for your own FFL property? I'm in a commercial building. How many CBQ seasons? I don't do CQB. Holy shit. Joe, I stepped away. Did you ever get to shoot the Rete? No, I did not. I took the Apollo Arms, or Live Free Armory Apollo 11 and the PX9 T-Sauce to the range, and I have to edit those videos. What is better, the Hellcat or the Glocks? Hellcat. Hey, boss, I just ordered the Mischief Machines Dominator grip for my GX4 carry, 2 weeks lead time. That's not too bad, actually. What's wrong with Glocks? They're boring. They piss me off. Winchesters, yay or nay? Yay. Hello. First time here, definitely subscribing. Thank you. What do you think of the PSA daggers? They have the potential to be solid guns. They just require testing and range time to determine whether they have any issues with them. Cheapest, most reliable shotgun. The Stevens 320 and the Maverick 88 are the cheapest, most reliable shotguns. Thinking about getting a Walther PDP. You dig them? They're fine. I think they're a little top-heavy looking. Does Smith & Wesson still have the biggest, powerful handgun? No. Magnum Research makes a BFR in 4570. What is up, Stone? You don't like staccatos? If not, why? Staccato is overrated and overpriced. I prefer STI. My Grandmaster was $2,500, and I think it has better build quality and it will outshoot any of the XCs on the market. So at $2,500, it was half the price of a fully loaded XC. So Staccato is literally living off their name and the fact that they trademarked the rights to 2011. They market their guns as duty guns, which also means now they're having to do a Series 80 internal if they want to be used that way. So it's just the way it is, man. Yeah, the F model is great. It was designed for women, but it has a very comfortable grip. Ha! I love fucking morons thinking they can send a request and I'm going to approve it. Lambo lives off their name too, full of problems. Lambo actually is even just, they're not Lamborghini anymore. If you look at the history of Lamborghini up until Volkswagen bought them, they built like 8,000 cars, 8,000 Countach, and like 9,000 Diablos up until Audi bought them or Volkswagen Group bought them. So once they turned into the mass produced when the Gallardo came out in what was that, 03 or 04 or something like that, that's when Lamborghini started their massive downfall. You own an ARP, yes. So what's the price did we settle on? 5 minimum. I'm fascinated with AA-12s. They can shred trees. They can, but we're not allowed to legally own them anymore because of the very fact of what they're capable of. 2006. Do you think working with my fire department is more important than school, but I finished the year off with high honors with merit? What's more important, school or fire force? If you graduated, then you've done your thing. I started college. I left college because they wouldn't let me fast track a PhD, and then I started selling cars. And my first year, I made $100,000. So it depends. If you're trying to go to school and further education in order to do something specific, great. If not, be a fireman, dude. How do we buy a gun from you and get it in another state? I know I'm trying to start learning. So the process to buy a gun from another state is you have to contact the selling dealer, such as myself, Wind City Armory, and then we make the agreement for the sale of the firearm. At that point, I would need the name and phone number for the receiving FFL in your state. I would need to contact them, get a copy of their FFL so that I can then send the gun to your FFL, where you will then have to go in and do your paperwork. Yes, we talked about the 320. 500 for all three. No, $500 to start eating. I'm being a very expensive bitch because I don't want anybody to donate a penny. This is a QB Tanto style. It used to be straighter in the front, but I snapped the tip off. Who needs cars when you got guns? I like both. I'm in college now, getting my law degree, but I'm thinking of taking a break and do the police academy, then finish college. That's interesting, but you know, if you get your law degree and then become a police officer, I believe it allows you to fast track to like a detective position once you have that. Also, take a criminology course, which will help you. You asked before any leads at the shop for CZ Shadow 2 Target 6-inch. No, those are gone. As soon as they were announced, they sold out. I could have got them for like one day, but nobody wanted to pony up the fucking money for it. They were $2,600, and now they're on Gunbroker for like $4,000 or $5,000. Are the guns real? Yes. I'm confused. What's the $500 for? If anybody wants me to eat any of this nasty ass 9 million Scoville chocolate, or this stupid freaking gummy bear, or enjoy a toe of Satan for 5 minutes, I don't want to do it. Stonehaven sent me this stuff, and he's like, here, you should eat these on live. I don't want to do it. I passed out the last time I did something because my body doesn't like the shit, the whatever's in the pepper. So, you're smart. Yeah. You think it's worth building my Polish AK parts kit? Got quoted for a barrel and barrel pop for like $1,200. Not sure. You're not going for the detective position. You're going to be a TO. Um, you know, I don't know the full process, and I don't know if shows like The Rookie are accurate in their portrayal, but it takes years to become a training officer. So taking time off, if you're going to wind up dedicating to one or the other, you're going to wind up probably liking the cop job and going back as a lawyer, like for night school and shit. Don't eat that, you pass out on live. I've done it before. You came in on, they're on Gunbroker for like 5K. The stupid CZ Shadow 2 Target 6-inch, the new one. If I'm going to own my first gun, what would it be? Strawberry, I don't make that kind of a recommendation. What I recommend to you is that you go, if you have a place where you can rent and try guns, do that first. See what guns fit your hand well and shoot them. If you don't have a range near you that rents guns, at the very least, go to your local gun store and try different guns in your hand to see what fits your hand the best. We can't pick up guns on live streams, Braden. Why do you have so many trolls? I don't get it. You're a cool guy. It's the internet, man. That's why I'm kind of ignoring most of them. Just let them go. I wish I was American. You guys got too many. Most Americans don't have guns. I just throw off the bell curve. I'm just going into 8th grade this fall. Okay. Well, you've got a lot of time ahead of you, man. You're making a lot of decisions right now. If you stay with the fire department, that will make your decision, man. You'll know your calling when you find it, dude. Someone's all set for doomsday. You betcha. Canic take. You mean what do I think of Canic? I like Canic. They have good triggers. Benson, hello. Yes, I have a 30-30. Have a good night. Arthur, you too. What's happening? James and Thangs, what is up? How you doing? Yeah, come on in, guys. We're just talking. Guns, guns, guns. Yes, it's like porn. Do I have any knives? In my store, yes, I have access to everything except for Benchmade, because Benchmade wants 11 grand to sign up with them. But I have Microtex, pretty much any other brand you can think of. You want a 30-30. You own a 30-30. You just haven't received it yet. I want to see if I can buy one for some protection. The only thing I have is airsoft and a taser. Well, if you can qualify to buy one. My guns are bigger than yours. Okay. How many firearms do you own? I don't know the exact number that I'm willing to say on a live stream. Are weights available to be purchased for sight tails to keep snappy pistols down? You don't want it on the back of the slide, you want it on the front of the slide. There are many companies that manufacture what are called match weights. HK Parts does it for the VP9 and the P30s. You want the weight in the front because the snap comes from the slide going rearward. When the slide stops at the back, it forces the gun to go up. So you want more weight on the nose, not at the back. Weight on the back will just make it snap back farther. Yes, I do have 50 calibers back in the day. I don't anymore. What do you think about the War Poet? It's way too expensive. I've played with one. There is no way you would ever catch me dead paying $1,000 for a Glock. Out the fronts are not legal in Germany. It's ridiculous. It took a long time for a lot of places to legalize them here in the United States, too. Never gotten my hands on a Mepro Light. I did get these from Holosun, though, so I'm going to be throwing these on some guns. So they sent me the EPS full size, which is going on my on my RXM when I get the Sharps Brothers chassis, and then the 509T, which is going on the DWX. This is going to, I might keep the Burrs Fastfire on there. So I have choices for guns now. So is that a Mac 90? No, it's a 1970 Romanian parts kit. How many Bibles do you have? I have one. What's the lightest handgun you own? Don't know. Would you ever pay $1 for a Glock? I have paid $1 for a Glock. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean I don't own them. I have a very strict rule, number one, and that is you have to own something to bitch about it. I have 7 Glocks. Most of them are custom. I just don't use them because they're boring as shit. and I've got like $1,000 into them each one just to make them as competent as a $500 1911. What's your thoughts on those 3D printed guns? I don't have a thought on them. I don't have an opinion. I don't trust them. That's about as far as it goes. I don't spend time with them because I trust manufacturers. Is the trigger on the DWX as good as the TSO? No, actually it's not. I think the TSO has a slightly lighter trigger out of the box. However, the DWX does have a better reset. Glock is the best, hands down. No, the Glock is the best when the Glock is down and your hands are up. You own any high-point handguns? Yes, I have the Yeet Cannon and the JXP10. Has YouTube loosened their grips on the gun channels yet? No. No, not at all. That's me with The Godfather. It didn't sound too interesting, but when I watched it, I'm like, oh my God, that was life-changing. You know what's funny, number one? Watch it backwards. It's about a very affluent, rich family who eventually loses all their money and has to move back to Italy. Echelon, I like the Echelon. I've got a couple. Says the guy who owns a High Point. I'd rather have the High Point. The High Point at least has personality. I'll hang out with an ugly chick if she's funny. You have a Smith & Wesson 2.0 steel. I did. I sold it already. OJ, how are you? Man, you're reaching out from whatever plane of existence you're currently existing on. What's your first gun? 1911 double stack from Rock Island. Do you own Shadow Systems? Nope. Shadow Systems do not. They're not the lightest. They're literally weigh the same as a Glock. I'm out. Be safe. Thank you, man. Any innovation you're looking for to happen in modern guns? Nope. Guns are fine the way they are. People keep on trying to improve them, and it always fails. Who makes the best double action auto? Probably CZ with the 75 line. Arex Rex 01. Yep, there's one right there. The tactical. Any 45 sport handguns? I have several 1911s and 45, but in terms of like a USP Elite or anything like that, no. Oh, it's a gummy bear. When does that happen? As soon as somebody pays me $500. You have to register an FRT? No. What would be a very good, reliable, and effective firearm for $800? I can't answer that question officially for you because $800 will get you about 75% of the market in terms of everything you're asking for. SP01 versus P01, two different guns. The SP01 is full size, the P01 is a compact. You have any engraved ones? Engraved with what? Not really. Nothing like fancy. Do you have a 25 ACP? Nope. Number one, you're going to beat it out for a bit. Be back. Hope to catch you if you eat it. Okay, bye. Yeah, no. Somebody sent me a request for $10. Nobody wants to pay me, so I'm fine. And if anybody tries to pay me, I will send your money back and say you never sent it. Just fuck with you. Best I can do is tree fitty. Lol. What is your favorite firearms? 1911s. Sonny, what am I fiddling with? Just a knife. Such a cool collection. Where's the puppy? He is sleeping in the bedroom. You love the firearms. Thank you, Fisher. What's up? Our does real. Our does real's what? What's your opinion on 5.7x28? I like shooting it. It's a super flat, fast round. Shoots well. It's a little expensive, but there's a large number of guns now that shoot it, which was always the problem before. When FN owned the rights to the 5.7 trademark, it was hard to have a gun that shot 5.7, so it's cool. Where did you get all the guns from? Found them on the back of a truck. Just collected them over time, Gracie. Do I go hunting? What state are you at? I'm in Virginia. I do not go hunting. Sig P320. I don't have one. So how's things with the store and the pup? Store is okay. Pup is awesome. Can't even complain about the pupper. Best. Is your updated guns in stock? Not really, because I'm not doing much because I'm waiting for the end of the month to get signed up with Gearfire and get some loans and get my Class 3 license. You have a Glock 17 Gen 5. All Glocks are the same. They're boring. How long did it take you to get all the guns? I've been collecting for about 8 years, and that's not all the guns. The guns on the wall are from 2025. Every gun on the wall I got this year. So except for the AR-15 at the top. All right, Pray Car, thank you so much. My grandpa hit a beaver from 1,000 yards. Okay, what was her name? Opinion on 10 millimeter. It's fine. Calibers don't do anything for me. I'm not a 9, 45, 38 super guy. I'm a gun guy, so whatever it's chambered in, I'll shoot it. I just picked up the TTI yesterday. What would be a good red dot for a decent price? First pistol with the red dot cutout. Hollow Sun is a great choice. You can get into those. They're usually on sale, like a 507. You'll want a C. You'll want an RMR cut one. You have all the plates in the box, but get like a 507C or even the 507 comp, and you'll be pretty happy. Taurus G3C ran smooth, no jams at all. Nice. Point to one of the 2025 guns. What's the actual use of a Desert Eagle 50 AE? Can't be for self-defense. It can be for self-defense. You can use a gun for whatever you want to. Anything that shoots a ballistic bean can be used in any capacity you want it to be used for. Offense, defense, sporting, whatever you want to do it for. I prefer Bravo Company, but Daniel Defense is great for people that just want a one and done. Favorite concealed carry? Yeah, that would be my Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Dude, you just showed them all. Because you asked me to point to a 2025 gun after I clearly said all the guns except for the AR-15 are from 2025. Do you have a CZ Scorpion? No, I don't. Not really much of... I don't like the way they look, and I'm aesthetically driven. Looking forward to seeing your shooting review of the TSOS PX9 comp. TLDW, too long, didn't wait. It shoots great. I really enjoyed it. Do you use the guns or do you just collect them? I use them in a sporting capacity and I collect them. Could a Glock 43 kill a bear if you hit it in the right spot? Safety versus no safety versus a decocker. You're talking 3 separate things, or technically 2 separate things. If the gun has a safety, I'll use it. If it doesn't, I don't care. Kind of like the caliber question. I'm not a safety, no safety guy. I'm a gun guy. If the gun has a safety, I use it. If it doesn't, I'm competent with the gun. What about the Honey Badger? It's interesting, but it requires tax stamps, and I don't feel like filling them out again. You got the Charter Arms Pud. Quad rail or M-lock? M-lock, because you can put the pick rail wherever you want it. Was the rumors of Cleveland's GunCon being a flop true? It underperformed for sure. It was riddled with issues. I'm glad I didn't go now. So all the gun cons previously to this one were hosted by Brownells in association with the Gun Collective, and I think the problem is that they stepped away from Brownells and they just failed. Like, I really haven't seen any real good videos about GunCon, so I wasted $50 on the ticket, but at least I didn't drive there. Any military grade guns? No, all my guns are much better than military grade. You got to remember something, my guy. Military grade means that they were purchased in bulk for the lowest possible price. Military grade means shit in that reference. Am I in your gun room? I'm in my office where I just display guns. I have a separate gun room. Like, the reason the guns move around a lot in different positions is because they don't stay up there. They go into a reinforced room when not on live stream. You conceal carry on your hip or front or back. I conceal carry at the 4 o'clock position or in my pocket. Whatever happened to the Brownie Company? They're still around. Winchester owns them. My best CC Charter Arms Bulldog. Okay, Ross, have you seen the new CW E series? Any thoughts? I haven't put my hands on it yet, Sonny. I want to get my hands on one, so. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Mil-spec is different than grade. Mil-spec is different from grade because mil-spec means that it's built to a tolerance level. Military grade is a phrase that is used incorrectly. When people hear military grade, they automatically associate it with tougher, and that's wrong. If you want to associate something with tougher, then you want something that's been ruggedized or rugged. Military grade simply means that the military used it, and that doesn't always mean better. Ford or Chevy, Dodge. Would you use a Sig 320 for EDC? I have many times. Is it worth building an M1 Garand or just picking up an M1A1 Springfield? It's personal choice, man. Where does one keep up on all these guns really so quickly? Google and YouTube, Paul. That's about it. Mil-spec all ARs. All ARs are not all mil-spec. They also come in what's called commercial. Not a fan of revolvers. Revolvers are kind of like Glocks. They're basically one-trick ponies. I've got a few, but I really don't. I'm not a huge fan. Dodge. I think you're cool. I'll subscribe to you. Thank you, Gracie. Love the collection. Yeah, I did see what's going on. What is it? Jesus Christ. Dude, I have one last question. What do you think about the innovation of the plasma gun being developed by that underground guy? It would be super cool to have those stormtrooper guns. It's interesting to see something like that being done. The fact that they can launch plasma a few feet is interesting. But to have a plasma bolt or a plasma arc that can travel far enough and still have the energy capable of destroying a target, you would destroy the gun and the person holding it immediately. Love the mustache. It's just the angle that I'm at. It's making it look like a mustache. Is that a 410? Yes. I like the 44 mag Raging Hunter. That'd be the only revolver I'd get. I sold mine. Typing in all caps will get you ignored. It's the public defender, buddy. I'm making a Star Blaster AR-22. Any recommendations? Not really. I've never done one. Hi there. How are you? I'm fine. Just typing the same shit over and over is just getting you ignored. So you guys can do whatever you want. So it just mirrors the E-Series. Looks like it was inspired by the CZ Rami. It looks similar with the extended length barrel and stuff. So. Do you have a Glock? I've got several. I just don't like them. Those plasma guns don't look very effective. It's like a flashy dragon's breath. Pretty much. Cool guns. Thank you, Blur. Desert Eagle or no? Yes. But ammo's expensive. There's literally a Glock on the back wall. No, there isn't. Is that an AK up top? Yes. That is a 1970 Romanian parts kit. All those guns, but you probably wouldn't sell one to somebody who doesn't have one. I own a gun store, so yes, I would. As long as you can pass a background check. Do dovetail red dot mounts work good? It's questionable. You have to keep in mind that you have the slide reciprocating and you have the mount. A solid steel mount will work better than an aluminum mount, but either way, you can still have the potential for losing zero over time. What do you look for in a man? A knife. Do you try Glock P80s? Nope. You have a great channel. Thanks for keeping it real and always replying to our questions. Take it easy. I try freedom. Do you know any details about the semi-automatic firearm ban in Colorado? No, I just made sure not to live in Colorado. I'm from England. If I moved to the USA, would you sell me a gun? As a United States citizen or somebody with a Visa card and you were a legal resident of the United States, yes, you could potentially buy a firearm. Recently picked up the IWI Jericho. It's my new favorite. If you haven't tried one, you should. I'm trying to find one of the original steel frame ones. As soon as I do, I'm adding one to the collection. Hey, Neck, what is up? Ooh, you have a lot of guns like the M1911 and the AKM. I've got a few, my friend. Yes, thank you. What do you think of Shadow Systems? Massively overpriced, not any better quality than Glock, which is not saying a lot. What is the 410 revolver? The Taurus Public Defender. Do I have a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum? I had the 460 XVR, which was built on the same frame, but I sold it because I never used it. You are in Kentucky. Nearest FFL is Bud's Gun Shop. Could you ship one there? Yes, I absolutely can, but I would need to get their particular FFL for that store. Bud's is a national chain, but each individual location has a different FFL, unless you're buying directly from corporate. Steel Frame Jericho is amazing. My buddy has one. Shoots so nice. Yeah, I'm trying to find one. I'm waiting for another round of police trade-ins or fuck, I can't think of the name now. What would you recommend for a first gun to buy? For a fist gun to buy, probably a power fist. You have the FFL number perfect. No, I would need their phone number. They need to email me a copy of their FFL. Just got done moving out of Nevada. We're in Northern Cali right now. Going to be in Southern Oregon in about a month. Why haven't I been on in a while? Sorry, Redneck. Well, I hope you're doing well. Appreciate the knowledge. No problem. Yep. GP Arms 4 is a ported. Will clear your sinuses, but dang, it shoots flat. Never shot one. Do you like the Bodyguard 2.0? It seems pretty cool. I have not shot one. Yeah, I can't just send a gun to a place because you give me their FFL. I need an actual copy of their FFL. Love your sense of humor, man. Thank you for making my day. No problem, Airgun. What semi-auto would you recommend? Any of them, man. It's 2025. The vast majority of them are fine. Can you legally own an AWP? Yes, it's a bolt-action rifle. Oh, yeah, it's the boys. Basically, you have to get a bunch of licenses to be able to buy a gun in Colorado after August of next year. Here's a better thing to do. Move out of Colorado. No. You cannot drop their phone number here. You cannot conduct business on YouTube. You can send an email to me at thejiminishow@gmail.com. Do you have as many puns as I have guns? I probably have just about the same number. You have a website, Wind City Armory. Am I supposed to do, but I haven't started reading. You'll get there, Ghost. It's all good. The scenery and nature up here is next level compared to the desert. Just been doing a lot of shite. Finally on some downtime. I missed the lives. It's all right. I missed the last two as well. I was too tired. Thoughts on the Galil Ace and 7.62? Better than the AK? No real shooting experience with the Galil. Honestly, sorry. You can get an MP5K, but if you get an old pre-86 and if they still allow full transferable machine guns, yeah, you can, but you're talking about 80 grand. What got you into guns? My buddy was opening a gun store and asked me if I wanted to work there, and I kind of started shooting guns, and I really got into it. Favorite animal? Hamster. If you cook them right, they taste incredible. I'm gonna go now. Have a good day. YouTube Blur. The Galil Ace is in Fortnite. That is sad to hear. A free floating barrel AK can be pretty accurate. Any gun can be accurate if the shooter is accurate. AK does get a bad rap, but so do old Mini 14s. Did you shoot the Canik MC9 yet? And if so, what do you think about it? I have shot an MC9. It's fine. I don't like subcompacts. So here's something you guys are going to learn watching me if you follow me or if you check out other videos on the channel. I'm a pistol guy, number one. I'm a full-size pistol guy. I do handle some of the compacts. I have a preference in the videos I make. I don't do this for a living. Yes, I'm technically a gun tuber because manufacturers send me guns, but I don't request small guns. So I do apologize. I do make videos on small guns, but I will never have an overwhelmingly favorable opinion on small guns. I'm more of an opinionated douche nozzle with some subscribers, if that makes sense. I'm 18, I play Fortnite, if that's what you're wondering. I have a sad life. You don't have a sad life. Don't call it a sad life. What I mean to say is that it's just sad that social media has created a environment where more people know a gun from a video game than they do in real life. Like, adults don't know what a Galil Ace is, but you do. And I know that at 18 you're an adult, but what I mean is we used to have this guy that would come in every now and then, and his kid would come with him, his 12-year-old son, and he could identify guns. Why doesn't your channel have mods? I do, but they're two of them are probably too busy doing things, and then one of them is just being a dick because I tell him to stop banning people, and then he leaves because he's a dick. He's a good guy, but he's a dick because I won't let him ban everybody. Full size is the best, more accurate, and for big boy hands. Pretty much. I'm 6'4". I've got big hands. Do you feel that 6 Hour Legions are better than the standard 6 Hours? Absolutely. I like the Legions, but I also like the X5 lines. Two-tone, high power, and stainless is crazy good looking. Agreed, Duke. I'm here. I'm just eating. Nice. Are you obsessed by weapons? No. I am a enthusiast for lots of different stuff. I'm an electronics enthusiast, comic book enthusiast, car enthusiast. I sold cars for 20 years before I sold guns. Do you own a gun store? Yes, I do. What gun has no kick? A fake one. Anything that fires a projectile will have some sort of kick. It's called equal and opposite reaction. Newton knows what he's talking about. He's a smart cookie. Got to get some range time. Been 3 weeks. I hear you there. Feel that. I'm not 6'4", but 6'2", 210, and I got them grown baby hands. Nice, Airgun. You were in the shower before eating, but I was still listening. Damn, soap it up, Cody. Is that an AK platform on the wall? Because I've never seen a Bakelite 7.62 Soviet magazine. Doesn't mean they don't exist, just curious. It's not a real Bakelite. The previous owner painted it to look like a Bakelite. Cody is committed. He's committable. I mean the least amount of. Well, a 22 caliber or smaller will have the least amount of kick, Blair. Cars is the next most expensive addiction. Hate and love building cars and guns. Yeah, I get that. Smith & Wesson government has very little kick. I fired one, it felt like a 22, but it was 45 Colt. That's a personal thing, but yeah, it could be. Do I have a 22 long rifle? Yes. What gun has the most kickback? It's probably something like the Cyclops 4570 from Bond Arms. It's a Derringer that shoots a 4570. Are the 6 AXGs and Legions different from the stock 320s? Very slightly, but in a way that's very important. The trigger bar and the trigger shoes themselves are a slightly different design, so they interface with the sear at a different point in the pull, so they don't have the same fatal flaw that the curved triggers do. Have you used the Walther PK380? They are a gun. I have. I hate disassembling and reassembling them because they have a stupid spring in them. Do I have any go fast cars? I used to. Sold all my fun stuff. Makes sense. Thought I was tripping. No, you're fine. Do you have a Calibri? No, that would be funny. Your buddy has a 30 cal 1911. Interesting. You know you can get a 30 Super Carry 1911 from Nighthawk. How bad does painting your AR affect resale value? Depends on what you do. If it's just a normal camo pattern and you find somebody else that wants it, it doesn't hurt it at all. Although it's an AR, so the minute you bought it, you lost half your value. Mine cost $4,000 to build, and it's worth about $500. So, yeah, but if you decamouflage your gun, you might actually get a few bucks more. Doing a live tomorrow? No, I do them Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't do them every day. What's your everyday gun? Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911s. Do I have a P90? No. The military will not go to the Glock because they do not have a manual safety. It's one of their requirements. Not 100% true. If you look at the military trials 19X, it had an external manual safety. The reason they did not go to Glock is because Glock refused to drop their price below SIG. Also, SIG committed to sell them their 6.8 and 8.6 rifles and their squad automatic weapons at a lower price, plus Glock doesn't make any of those. So the U.S. military and the U.S. government decided to give the contracts to SIG because of price and keeping everything under one roof for manufacturing. Really, so it's like the car value drives right as soon as you drive it off the lot. Yes, but it's worse with ARs. AR-15s are so plentiful and bountiful that they're not worth anything. Best seller from your store that you see. I've sold a lot of Ruger RXMs, actually, and Glocks. Nope, no AKs. Militant Roots, rip the 320. Nope, rip the base 320. Stop being a poor motherfucker and you won't have that problem. Wait, are you from Pakistan, my cousin? Nope. How many palms did Sig grease to get all the contracts? All of them, dude. They sucked so many dicks to get their contracts that they'll be tasting the semen for a long time. Which 1911 has the least kickback? A 22 1911? No autos up on my wall. My 410 AR-15 won't cycle second round. I've tried different buffer weights. Do you know what else I could try? It could be the gassing on it. Swing by the house, then call me poor. No. Don't buy the cheapest model. If you own $100,000 worth of guns and they're all the base version of guns, you're still poor. It's like this guy I know, and I'm not going to name him because there's always a chance he might watch these videos, but he always shows me pictures of all the guns he owns, and every version of every gun he owns is a first generation in the wrong caliber. What I mean is, like, he has a Gen 1 Kel-Tec Sub 2K and 40 cal. Why? He has the wrong caliber revolvers, or he buys a super long barrel because he got it on sale because nobody wants it. So it's committing yourself to buying the base model of something so you can have more is the wrong way to do it, especially when it comes to guns, women, cars, houses. Buy the best you can possibly buy with the money you have. If you can't get the best possible 320 with the money you have, get the best possible Canic you can. There's other options. My Navigator is fully loaded, but it's used, so I got a good deal on it. My Ram is a full crew cab. I would never drive a quad cab because it's not the best version of the car. I would never buy the least expensive version of a gun just so I could buy more of them. How do you feel about sleeping with firearms? With the right amount of lube, it's interestingly erotic. But if you're talking about sleeping with a firearm in the same room that's loaded, I keep a shotgun, an AR-15, and a 1911 loaded at all times. Boom, boom, boom. To do Langdon Tactical or Wilson Combat? Wilson Combat for rebuild services, Langdon Tactical for the Beretta. I got banned from a Discord server 3 times this week. Sorry. Should explosive ammo exist? Yeah, sure. If it's used correctly, absolutely. Fillinator. Everyone wondering why they didn't choose the new M9 when the Civ price is like 1K. I don't know what the military price is, but probably way too much. Yes, the reason why 320s won, again, it's all about money. Square silencer looks nice. Thank you. Your thoughts on the Daria DY9? I thoroughly enjoyed the gun. I haven't shot it with the Island barrel yet. That's coming next week. Sorry. You have a Dardic revolver? No, those are extremely rare and extremely expensive, even if you can. G3 or a FAL? Would you want one? Nope. Sounds like a problem child. Who, me? I'm a problem child. Rocky, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, bud. I need my doggo. Come here, buddy. Want to say hi to the internet? Come here, buddy. Come here. Everybody say hi to Rocky. This is my boy Rocky. What's up, buddy? Look at you. Why are you breathing heavy, bud? Are you all excited to see me? Hey, put a 1 in the chat if I should give him some treats. Come here, buddy. Up. Come here. You can do it. Come on. Up. Okay, just sit there then. That's fine. How you doing, buddy? This is my buddy. He's more reliable than all of you. Ah, everybody says you should get some treats. All right, we're going to play the game. Hey, McManus, what's up? All right, buddy. Ready for the game? We're going to play the game, but which hand? Ready? Which hand? Which hand is a treat? Yep, you got it. All right. He looks super tired. He's just sleepy because he was napping. All right. Wait, shit, they're in both hands. Okay, ready? Hold on, ready? Ready? Which hand? Which hand? Where's the treat? Which hand? Which hand? Which hand? All right, just eat them. Everybody's typing 1. You want another one? All right. There you go. Good boy. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy. I'm way too tired from your games. Yeah. He's sitting there going, man, are we going to bed or what? Everybody type a 5. He needs 5. He's had 5. Does he give you his paw? I'm going to teach him shake, but I also want to make him a service dog, so I'm not trying to teach him tricks. I'm just trying to teach him to be a good boy. Thank you, Secular. That gun with the grip looks awesome. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. You going to go lay down now? Good boy. Good boy. What breed is he? Such a cute doggo. So he is a German Shepherd, American Staffordshire Pity mix. I went against what you said. I got the Terran Tactical Mechanic. I'm really enjoying it. Got it at $550. If you got it for $550, I no longer have a complaint about the gun. At $900 to $1,000, which is what they're advertised for, it's too much money. $550, I'm not going to complain about it. $550 is a great price. Congratulations. I swore to never teach a dog to shake again. Nice. I'm getting his name tag made next time I go to PetSmart, McManus. I can't put the whole thing on there. His collar would be this long. But I'm going to put Rocky MZS. So it's going to be McManus, Zaxxon, Stone right on there. X-Ray, what is up, kiddo? Yeah, $1,000 for it is crazy. Yep. That's awesome. My family dog was a Staffordshire. Nice. You got the pupper. Thanks, man. He's the best dog ever, and I'm not just saying that because he's my dog, because fuck that. He's super chill. He's been off leash since day 5. He doesn't poop in the house. He does get a little anxious if I leave him in the crate, though. Are those guns fake? Nope, they're all real. Can we see the dong? It's up on the wall, man. I can't take it down. That conversation on the pistol legal? What about it? What do you think about a salam sauce? I don't know. And we'll talk about the New York shooting. No, they mentioned it, but nobody really got into it. What kind of dog? German Shepherd, Staffordshire. Just got a Ford F-150 XLT with a 5-inch lift. What's your opinion? Sorry about your penis. No, I'm just kidding, man. Get what you like. I like the F-150. I've had several. Shelly, just found you instantly subbing. Thank you, Shelly. You had a PSA, evidently. Oh, how much do you like Dracos? On a scale of 1 to nothing, it's going to be closer to no. Mumbo sauce. Never had it. Looks like he had a can. Well, I mean, is that really hard to do? Know anything about the $79 single-shot shotguns made by McCoy? I don't know what I would do with one. Haven't seen any pictures yet. That was a good one. Thank you, Dominic. Haven't you ever heard those commercials? If you've ever punched your sister in the back of the head while having sex with her, that's what driving an F-150 is like. No, I've had tons of trucks, believe it or not. I'm not a truck guy, but I've had Rams, Silverados, Tacomas, S10s, F-150s, F-250s, F-350 dualies, Chevy dualies. You ain't got the money for the AR. Have you tried the Canik Mete SFX? Yes, I like the SFX. I've had the SFX Rival and the Pro. I have not had the SFX Metal yet. What model is that suppressed pistol? That is the Fusion Firearms XF Pro. I love my F-150. And I love my cousin, sister, mother, wife. What do you drive now? I have a 2015 Dodge Ram Crew Cab and a 2014 Lincoln Navigator. I have a Dodge 2500 for towing. My cars, I love it. Only truck I got. Nothing wrong with that, dude. I almost bought a diesel during COVID because I could have gotten it cheap. I love the Meta SFX. Awesome, dude. F-350 is bigger than the F-150. You got it. I like the way they ride now. Yeah. Canik Prime or CZ Shadow 2? Two totally different styles of guns. I'm not picking. I'll take them both. The AR is not for sale. That was a gift, and it's been modified over the years. It is not for sale. My truck does what I need it to do. That's all you need it for, man. My dog rides in the truck. He doesn't ride in the Navigator, but he rides in the truck. What if every memory you cherish is just the echo of a dream you had while living in a coma in a hospital bed in 2008, and the beeping in your ears is your phone, your heart monitor begging you to wake up? Oh, well. That's what mine is and what I did for 10K with 150K and a manual 6-speed. Nice, dude. Whoever owns an F-150 or F-350 is a cousin Piner. The half-ton rear end in my F50 does just fine. I like the 50 better than the 27 I had. What do you think of the Tokarev? Which Tokarev? There's lots of different Tokarevs. If you mean the TT33, I had one. It's the gun I ND'd into the wall, so I'm not a big fan anymore. Best truck in your opinion? I'm a Dodge guy, always was, even though I know they're fatally flawed with their suspensions. Joe, hit me up on the service dog stuff and what tasks they need to do. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I think he'll be good. Only problem is VP44 injection pump, but it hasn't given me issues yet. Yeah. I had a lot of luck with my 2.7. It only had 60K on it when I got rid of it. I just didn't like how much it was hunting. So I had the 6-speed. I can only imagine how much the 10 speeds hunt, and when you're driving it, and the Dodge Trans. When they went to the 8 speeds, that's actually the least fatal problem in the Dodge trucks. 2014 and newer all have the ZF 8-speed transmissions. If you go on car-parts.com and look up the ZF 8-speed transmission, you can buy Ram transmissions for $1,000 with 30,000 miles on them because they don't break. It's the same transmission that's in the Rolls-Royce Wraith. Do you still have the Charger? No, I traded the Charger on the Navigator, and then I bought the Ram, so I'm getting rid of the Navigator to get a sports car of some sort. Oh, Jay, I don't answer that question because it'll never happen. Has the recoil ever popped you in the face? Luckily, no, but it is always a possibility, so you should be careful. I have a sports car. It's stupid fast. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got to put like 5 or 6K. Best red dot for a shotgun. Something with a giant freaking window, I'll tell you that much. Thoughts on the Canic Rival? Like them. How about a sports bike? I don't have feet. Can't ride a bike. I want to build a Saturn SL2 with a VR6. That would be interesting. It's going to be hard to slap that in there, but that'd be interesting. Eat the little nitro. No, you guys haven't paid me. My dad uses a BMW 530 from 24. Nice. I had a scope give me a black eye when I was 13. Damn, that sucks. That's a failing on the part of the person that let you shoot it. You going to get another S197? Have you found your old one yet? My old one no longer appears on Carfax anymore, so I guarantee you it was destroyed. It was up in Michigan. 2021 was the last time it was registered, and the last registration was in December of 2021. Favorite place you have in Ken? No, can't show it. No, I've seen an LS in one. A VR will fit. I'm not saying it won't fit. I'm just saying it's going to be tough. I worked as a diesel performance shop for a while. See more Dodge come in for trans issues, and most were second and third gens for that issue. 6.0 for head studs and 6.6 injectors. Oh, you're talking about diesels? Diesels don't use the same transmission as the Hemis. Do you see Canic came out with the tactical TTI gun now? It's all black. Nope, because anything with the TTI logo on it, I don't give a shit. Canic triggers are second to none. They're actually second to the Walther P99 because they're based on the Walther P99 trigger. If it's up here in Michigan, it probably rusted to death. It's up there in Michigan, it probably crashed to death. Yeah, if you have the license for it, yeah, absolutely, Josh. Beretta or Glock? Beretta. What car do you have now? Navigator and a Ram. There is a website that sells airsoft Glocks. You need to be in law enforcement to buy an airsoft Glock. That's not true, but they might be restricting training weapons to LEOs. No diesel is used to 480. I don't know the transmission code, so when you keep saying 48 REs, I'm not sure. I just know that the exact same model is used in the Rolls-Royce Rolls-Royce Wraith. It's the ZF 8-speed. So that's all I know. If they're using the code name 48RE, I don't know, but I know it's the ZF transmission. I had no Ford Viper with the 8.3 V10, fun, but basically killed itself. Really? Dodge diesels and 5.7 used both them all. I could have sworn not the newer transmissions. I should have read AR, not ARS. Either way, is it a real airsoft Glock? They only let military, and I don't understand what you're saying, Ghost. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'll trust you. When will you be naming everything on the wall so I know? I've done that before. Remember, if you see a 4L60E, run. Also, if you see a North Star engine, get ready to do the heads. Hold on a second. So, the 2014 Hemi 8-speed, the 8-speed that's in the entire lineup, is the Torque Flight 8, which is what Chrysler calls it. It's the ZF 8HP 70 8-speed automatic transmission. So it is not the transmission you're talking about. I do not have that transmission. There is no assault rifle back there unless I beat you to death with it. They won't let you buy airsoft guns. That sounds like fooey, yeah. Unless it's the North Star V8 in the STSV. Yes, because they downsized the one in the STSV and they put in head studs. I'm just glad Stellantis decided to bring the Hemi back. Dodge was being dumb for getting rid of the Golden Goose. Yeah. Although, did you see the video of the six-pack? The sound it made when it was doing a burnout? Pretty goddamn pretty good sounding. You won a gold medal. Awesome, dude. What kind of license do you need to get for the... You need to apply for a Class 3 license and get a fully... you need to, a Form 4 license, and then you have to find a fully transferable MG42, and then you have to open your pocketbook wide as well as your anus because you're going to be spending about $100,000. Maybe. If you get a bad one, you can probably get one in the 50 to 80. When the Viper never had the clutch in. Really? Those had the T56 Magnums in them. I'm surprised it went bad. That sounds more like a throwout bearing issue. What's the rifle with the scope? That is a custom-built AR-15. Have I seen the new electric Challengers? Yes, I am not a fan. What state are you in? Virginia. I have not seen the release date of the iPhone 17, and sorry to put it this way to you, but who gives a shit? They haven't changed since the 13. My friends told him don't bother, grab a 4L90 for his 2009 GTO. Why would you put an automatic back in a GTO? I would swap it out with the T56 Magnum. Website, and are all those listed? No gun on this back wall is for sale. Those are all personal guns. Victoria, hello. What is the play button? It's my YouTube play button for getting 100,000 subscribers. The i6 is a dope idea. I think muscle cars and trucks should bring them back for lower models. Also, the i6 is inherently balanced and they make more torque. Baby mama's apartment complex somebody has in there like, bruh. Yeah. Do you have a Colt Python? No, I've got Rugers. Full metal. My car is a Tremec 60 manual, great transmission. The Tremec 6060 is pretty damn solid too, yes. I wish I could put one in my built Taurus SHO. That would be a fun thing to do. I actually want to take a 2013 and up Ford Fusion, gut it, and put a 5.0 with the T56 in it. Why so many guns? Why not? Congrats on 100K subs. Thanks. I've got 184 now. That's why I love Dodge diesels. The inline 6 is amazing and sounds good. I like the diesel in the Dodge because it's one of the only diesels that still sounds like a washing machine full of silver dollars. It's hilarious. Wind City Armory, Dominic. Why do you have so many guns? Because I want to. I'm an American and I have the right to own as many firearms as I want. The inline six is amazing, especially with the manual transmission. Oh, dude, the old Ford straight six, the 300. Oh, yo. Boom, 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 boom. Super sound. My car trans is crying and begging to just be put down. Thing is all jerky and shit, especially when cold and going slow. Sounds like a Honda. You can get a minigun on Gunbroker. Sure, absolutely. You got a Draco? No, Elijah, I have taste. Bro, good shit on the inline six. Yep, that would be nasty. My buddy has a Wankel in a Subaru. So he took out the flat four and put in a Wankel. That's interesting. That'd be cool to see. Dominic, WinCityArmory.com. I think that's a question you tell for yourself, Fel. Do you want an FRT trigger? If you want an FRT trigger, put in an FRT trigger. Simple as that. Permit needed for flamethrower? Fuck no. You can order one through the mail. You can order it off of Amazon and ship it to your house. Ghost, my first gun was a double stack 1911. Do I have an M1 Grand? What's an M1 Grand? Now, things ruin the Draco name, but a full-size Draco is perfectly serviceable. A full-size Draco is... yeah. It's in a BRZ too, so it's fast like shit. That's an interesting concept, man. I'd love to see that. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Ever shoot a Smith & Wesson 500? Yes, I have. It hurts your hand. It's pointless to me. I went to a car show and someone started leaking water and blew a transmission. Interesting. That can happen. Flamethrowers are cool but expensive. Not really. You can get a flamethrower for $400. I do not have a 300 short mag. It is Lamau. It's a 2005 with 285K. It's a pilot. The only part they didn't make well in those cars was the trans. The rest of the things is freaking tank. You know what I want from a Honda? I want the Saturn Vue Redline. If you remember those, it was a Saturn Vue with the V6 out of a Honda. You don't know the Grand? Oh, I know the Garand. I just don't know the Grand. I'm being a dick. What's better engine, i5 or i6? i5s are not inherently well balanced. They require an external balancer. Got a wee felly. What's your deal? About to get sponged? I don't have an answer for you. You need to talk to a lawyer about stuff about that. An M1 Garand is an American World War II infantry rifle. It was used by Americans, but it was actually designed by a Canadian. Boom, 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 boom. 50 is ridiculously big, built for Andre the Giant. Not really. What is an i5 BW? I don't know what you're talking about. You got a 68 Chevy with a 396 big block. Nice. High Point or Glock? High Point. Those Saturn Redlines were amazing. The GM motors were sick. Then they turned them into an effing Cobalt. Yeah. What's your opinion on the Hardballer 45? I used to have an AMT 1911, not the Hardballer. I didn't have the long slide, but I did have a Hardballer 5-inch, and it was cool. Chinese or Russian SKS? I've had the Chinese SKS-D with the detachable box mag. I've never had the Russian one. Thoughts on 38 Special for self-defense? Absolutely. If it works, do it. Everybody hit the like button. Have you guys hit the like button yet? If you haven't, you're a bunch of dicks. Dude, them Ford 300 will run forever. Yep. Turbo Cobolts weren't bad, but the Dodge Neon SRT 4s were kind of fun too. Yeah, but those things were nerfed by the agreement that Chrysler had with Mitsubishi. They couldn't do an all-wheel drive one. Slide on a 50 is a big hunk of metal. I have huge hands and it still look crazy. They are very large guns, but if you ever look at an HK Mark 23, they're the same size, and that only shoots a 45. Designed by a Canadian, used by the U.S., then it was flipped upside down by the Soviets and became the AK. Lol. Anyone know what BF Hardline is? It's a video game. What's the website called? Jiminy, I forgot. I'm sending this to a bunch. I keep lagging. WinCityArmory.com. What kind of gun? Longest sniper shot, 2 miles. What kind of gun? It was a modified Mod Deuce, basically. What's going to cost to get you to eat another spicy chip? 500 mini. You guys aren't paying me enough because I set the price prohibitively high. I don't want you to contribute. I don't want your money. I don't want to eat any of that shit. You doing okay, Rocky? So he has one of the cushions off my couch. It's extremely comfortable, and it's underneath a table where there's no light. And the son of a bitch lies on the floor. 500 and you'll do it? Yes, for 500 bucks, I will eat the 9 million Scoville unit chocolate. Hold on a second. I'm about to sneeze again. Do I get specific with the grain of ammo for my handgun, or it doesn't bother you? The only time I really concern myself with the grain of ammo is if I'm shooting it suppressed. I have not shot the 37 yet. My man is sneezing thinking about it. No, it's because I'm allergic to dogs. How much Gatorade do you drink? I drink a couple of bottles a day. My doctor actually recommended it. Kidney failure twice due to electrolyte imbalances, so I drink Gatorade, which is sugar-free. How about we contribute money to get Joe to simply drink a Gatorade that's refrigerated like a sophisticated gentleman? Bro, they sit on the desk and it's like 70 degrees in here. That is refrigerator temperature to me. No, I don't want to make it extra interesting, militant. How about we contribute Joe to drink Gatorade? Yeah. I will never refrigerate it, Roy. What's up, man? Do you think it would be stupid of me to get an FAL? No, get an FAL, man. Here's what I tell everybody. If you want a gun, get a gun. If you want a specific model, get it. Who gives a shit what someone like me, who you've never met in real life, thinks? As a matter of fact, the only person I give a shit about is Stone and Drunk Mouse, but Stone because he's bought half of my guns from me. Well, he's bought all of his guns from me. He's bought half of the guns I've sold from me. If your fridge is 70 degrees, you're begging for E. coli. Yeah, I was just screwing around, but there's nothing in my refrigerator anyways besides some hot dogs. Bro, 9 million spice level is hot. Yes, it is. You had a 389 tri-power with a Hurst 4-speed. Nice, Paul. The reason we asked is because you obviously have experience with what? Eating hot food? Aaron, what's your first gun? 1911 double stack. Should attack helicopters be legal? Yes. Room temp is fine as long as it's in hot car temp. Here's something you got to try, Fillinator. Hot Monster Energy. Leave it in the sun in your car and drink a hot Monster Energy white flavor. Trust me, it's amazing. You still want the salt gun with crack in the back. What? I just like reading your guys' comments because some of you guys are fucking cracked as shit. Is NATO 7mm? NATO is not a specific caliber. It is a certain agreed upon spec. You eat 9 million spice level, your taste buds burn. Yeah, I don't care about that. You identify as an attack helicopter. I used to identify as an AH-64 attack Apache, but they won't let me carry my tow missiles anymore. Hello, Jammer. My Nemesis holds 100 rounds and 6D batteries. Lol. I like how you keep your stuff clean so your opinion is valued. Everyone has different likes and dislikes, but you can always learn. Yeah, and I'm not afraid to use my shit either. Going on the website, not on Guns on the Wall for sales. None on the wall are for sale. I keep saying that, Dominic. Nothing on the wall behind me is for sale. This is a 2025 acquisition wall of guns I have purchased this year. I'll pass on the monster, but I bet it would be a hit with Green Arizona. No, it's got to be a monster. King. No, Ruger's fine though. Anyone know how to get a box of 9mm out of the garbage? Carefully. Opinion on HK91 or FN Scar 17 if you had a choice. Honestly, the Scar 17 personally, but the HK91 is pretty damn solid. How much for your sweaty hat? One of my older ones? This one's actually a relatively new one. What about NOS? I don't really drink NOS. Already ate the hot stuff? Nope, nobody's paid me for it because I set the price too high. I did that on purpose because I don't want anybody's money. Do not send me money, motherfuckers. Just hit the like button. That's all I need. Just like the video. Or to quote my grandma, shut your fucking face, Uncle Fuckers. Goose! What's up, dude? So Stonehaven sent me all this super hot shit, like a 9 million Scoville unit chocolate bar and stuff, so I set the price for it extremely high because I don't want to eat it. I am of the opinion that eating hot stuff is a no. What made you get into guns? My buddy was opening a gun store in 2017. I killed myself, and at the end of the year, he took me shooting for the first time, and it was kind of fun. Why is 2A given to federalism while other rights are federal? Seems super pick and choose. Yes, it does, because state supersedes federal, by the way. Hey, what's up, Dodge? Comrade 12 or Spas 12? I've never shot either, so... How do you go about insuring your personal firearms? Got to start that process. Believe it or not, most of the insurance companies do insure firearms. He never eats what I send him because you send me the worst freaking stuff ever. Sorry, Rocky. Now ammo sales can be delivered directly to residents of California. Drunk Mouse must be excited. Drunk Mouse has a 03 Curio and Relic license. He can ship ammo to himself no matter what. Capsaicin oil is good for the heart. Yeah, well, my super high blood pressure is probably not going to enjoy it. Who's that guy in a ski mask behind you? Hopefully the one coming to end it all. So glad you're feeling better. It's fine. Bro, leave your dog alone. My dog does whatever he wants. Do you have to have receipts for all of them for insurance, or will they go based off of MSRP? You will give them the name of the gun, and they probably have the Blue Book value for it because there's a national database for it, just like cars. It's called Blue Book. You can insure it for an agreed value, but you usually pay a lot more for that, and you typically pay per gun. So keep that in mind. Can your dog bark when he wants to? I didn't think insurance companies would insure guns. Yeah, I have USAA for my company insurance, and they insure my guns too. I'm just saying it's dumb, like nothing in the Bill of Rights should be given to federalism. It's dumb. Some of the crap these states can determine is what it is. Yeah, but you got to look at it from the other point of view too, Redneck. If we allowed just the federal government to make all 50 states follow the exact same rules at the exact same time, that would lead to a position of absolute power at the federal level, which would then eventually lead to socialism and a single power entity. And it's better to have as many representatives as possible to ensure that one governing body doesn't have total power. I don't think I've ever heard you mention anything about putting an oil film on your gun to keep it from rusting. What do you recommend for the basement where there's high humidity and states? For service revolver in states like Washington, Louisiana, where the humidity is high. So when I clean my guns, I oil the gun, body, internal, everywhere. You just use a good lube. Worst case scenario, there are long-term storage oils that you can put on guns, but just soak them. If it's going to be in long-term storage that you're not going to shoot it for a long time, just soak the shit out of it and then store it somewhere. Also, get a few boxes of Arm & Hammer baking soda and put them in your safe or wherever you're storing your firearms. That will suck up a lot of the humidity. We don't really talk about politics. 7.62 by 39 or 5.56. I don't really care. Either one. I'm a gun guy, not a caliber guy. How far in are you? You mean in terms of the live stream? About an hour and 51 minutes. I'm going for another hour. About 1 hour, dude. What kind of AK is that? Is that a Yugo? No, it's a Romanian 1970. 100%. I'm saying none of these first 10 amendments should be allowed to go through it. Laws, bills, you name it, everything else, absolutely. But the Bill of Rights does need to be absolute. Here's the thing, though, Redneck. If you go back and look, the Bill of Rights and the has been amended, I think 30 some times. So to have the Bill of Rights be treated like the Ten Commandments, number one, you see how well that's adhered to. But number two, as we evolve as culture, people, individuals, states, and a nation, to stay rigidly enforcing the 2A as just being what it is extremely difficult to get across to everybody. I honestly am of the opinion there should be no laws governing the ownership of firearms. There should just be consequences for failing to be responsible with a firearm. Just like with anything else that doesn't require the same level of control. If you overdose on drugs, you pay the consequence. If you do something stupid with a gun, you get the consequence. Yeah. Showing the guns at 10, I can. Should I get a 22 LR or a 72 caliber air gun? Whatever you feel like, man. That's a personal thing. That new gun on the wall below the FDE one. Yeah, that's a Ruger RXM. So Sharps Brothers is sending me their RXM chassis. So I needed another RXM for it. How's your day? Pretty good, almost healthy. Compact or full size, do you feel more comfortable with one over the other? I'm a larger person, so I carry a full size. I typically carry a 5-inch government size 1911. Saw a YouTube short of someone filling up an ammo cam 45 ACP. Some people just have too much money. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to get a CZ Shadow 2 for USPSA. I know I mentioned to you that I might try a Match X, but I'm leaning away from that at the moment. The Match X is fun, but the Shadow 2 will definitely serve you better in the short term. A lot of 1911s on the wall because I like them. That's the issue. I mean, the gun is one problem. What's stopping them from just treating free speech or rights against search and seizure the same way? When you have it, some others not. Because the state can't just unilaterally invoke and remove those rules. They have to vote on them. By the time that happens, you can go to a different state. California, Colorado, a lot of states have done that, but there's always a lead up to them doing something stupid. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from, Redneck, but there is always a solution. Unfortunately, it's not a good solution, and it's a solution that requires abandonment of those states. But honestly, those states have been in that direction for a long fucking time, and that's why those states have gone to those extremes. They are reactive reactions to issues and consequences of previous actions by people that lead to these intrusive and obstructive laws, and they suck. Anything can kill you, but yes, air rifles can definitely. Eric, E-Rock, we will eat when people pay me $500, and nobody's going to pay me $500, so I'm good. Any pellet rifle toys? I've got BB guns and air guns. Got dogs can, yeah, my dog can kill you with love. See a lot of people with that Sig 365. I'm not a fan at all. To each their own. There are many guns out there. There's an ass for every seat. There's a gun for every holster. What type of gun is good to start off with? Whatever you're comfortable with, Bobby, baby, whatever. You got to go to a gun store, see what fits in your hand. Then you need to go and shoot some guns. If you've never shot a gun, go to a range that rents guns. Shoot some guns, see what you shoot well. Jesus coming soon. He loves you and has you before you were born and knows everything you've been through. Put your faith in him always and call out to him. Yeah, when I committed suicide, he said, we're done. I'm in New York. I'm having a hard time getting a gun. It sucks. Sorry. Yeah, I've seen the viral video, and I've said the same thing every fucking time. Creating a video where you cause a sample of one to continuously react in a way that you caused it to react is not science, nor does it prove the overall problem when the overall problem is already acknowledged, understood, and accepted. Somebody decided to make a video to get views to make money. I hate the fucking internet. Go to bed. I will in about an hour. Damn, Stone wants to see you eat them. 100 down. Wait, you sent money? Fuck you. I'm sending it back. Hello from Cañado, where our gun laws suck. Yeah, sorry, dude. What's going on in New York? Oh, you have to file for permits for each firearm you own. I've been thinking about buying a Kel-Tec Sub 2K. Do you recommend? Not really anymore. The FPC, and there's a lot of guns that serve the same purpose that actually are a lot better to serve the same purpose of a folding gun. I'm a non-violent offender. I have felonies because of weed. What should I do? I need protection bad at home. I don't feel safe at night. You can get pepper spray. You can get the Byrna self-defense pepper ball guns. You can train yourself with blunt instruments, but there's not much you can do, bud. You have an accumulation of firearms. Nice, Fisher. A lot of people are doing videos on the 320 just get quick views. Yeah, and I'm not one of them. Even if I was to want to do it, I wouldn't do it on purpose. Because fuck those people. People that ride the hype train when it comes to views and shit, they show their true colors because they're people that aren't actually trying to get a message out. They're somebody trying to get fucking views. So how much for the ghost chip? I don't have a ghost chip up there. There's this Toe of Satan, the world's hottest gummy bear, and the world's hottest chocolate bar. And like I said, 500 minimum to eat the chocolate bar because I don't want to do it. What do you do for work? I own a gun store. How much is the burner, and what is it, if you don't mind? What is a burner? You're... go to bed right now, you're drunk. No, my name is Joe. I don't know who this drunk person is, but you'll be fine. I'm getting very sleepy, though. I'm getting that post-nut sleepiness. True, but they make me want to get the gun even more just to add to the collection. Yeah, I keep hearing about seniors getting canceled carry without restriction. What? Wait, can you retype that with words that make sense? Thanks for explaining it. I was always confused why it was so fun. Specifics, shit sucks, and it's what it is. Can only hope it's different in the future. Nope. Are suppressors legal in your state? God, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm fucked. Google and Massachusetts compliant Sig Spirit. No thanks. I don't Google anything from a state I have no interest in. Just got my permit today. What's a good first gun for carry? Whatever you're comfortable with, dude. If you got a concealed carry but you haven't picked out a gun yet, I would highly suggest you go to a gun store. Start looking at guns, man. Most guns are reliable. Just find one that you're comfortable with. Yeah, I know what a burner is. I'm just being a dumbass. Said it last stream, but 365 fits my hand perfectly. There you go. Do you have an M17? Nope, I have money. Are you a person at the counter of your store, or do you have employees? I'm the only person at my store. Isn't Missouri about to start enforcing suppressor laws? I don't know. I don't live there. I know it's a shitty thing to say, militant, but I don't care about states I'm not in. Yeah, Ghost, those are called featureless rifles. I have some nice toys, but you got me beat. I'm loyal when I like something. Nice, dude. I do not know about the TR3B, and I'm not looking it up. Missouri is a great place to own guns. I'll pass. Everybody give a W in chat for Del Boy. He's willing to come out on the internet and tell everybody he has Down syndrome. I'm certainly proud of you, son. I know you're going to do good things in your life, especially when you're, sitting at home doing nothing with your life. Tell your mom to make you a Hot Pocket next time you go upstairs for your 64th birthday. I like Seymour State standing up. It gives me hope. Yeah. Do you have an AR-15? Nope. Eric, nice gun collection. Thank you. Hey, man, everybody loves the guy with dunes. Jeff, did you get my email, Jeff? Do you have an HK416? I wish I had a real one, but nope. Can you show me the pistols? Nope. I am not a military man. What's the worst gun you own? I'll give you a hint. It starts with Glock, rhymes with Glock, ends with Glock, and I never shoot them anymore. Do I have a PP pistol? I have a PP. I am so tired, my eyes are almost shut. Not that you can tell the difference. Oh, someone typing Korean. I don't read Korean. No, sorry, I didn't get your email. I will look again. Let's just say thing acquired, working on other part. Everyone knows I have late onset downs. I have late onset and don't give a shit. All right, Joe, I'm a dip. Glad to see you're doing good. Take care of the pupper. Peace out. Yeah, he gets better treatment than I ever will, the redneck. Thank you so much, dude. Thought about building a bootleg M27 with the superlative arms piston kit. Nice. Quite an arsenal you got there. Thanks, Doomed. Working on an M4 build right now, but I'm trying to get my collection like you. You'll get there, dude. They are cheap for a reason. What's the most exotic or rare gun you have? I have the only Centennial pair of rifles to leave Winchester's factory as a pair. Because my grandfather worked for Winchester. Right on. I have some buddies down that way. I'm looking forward to checking up with them. Hooking up. Yep. Hey, Mouse, I'm on vacation at dinner right now, but everyone make sure to hit the like button. Yay! It's a federal thing, right? For all states. What is? Sig 226 and 357 Sig. Opinion? I can't say I've ever shot a 226 and 357 Sig. I've shot my 229 and 357 Sig. Thoughts on the Sig 320s and the accidental discharges? No. I'm done giving my opinion on that. Too much guns. Nope. That's an AK, right? Yes, there is an AK up there. Oh, fuck. I'm getting tired, kids. What's your most expensive SIG? My most expensive SIG currently is just my X5 Legion. My dad has a SIG 220. Nice, those are expensive. Too much yapping. Wow, too much yapping in a live stream? You're fucking stupid. Do you have an M60? Nope. Do you have any Terran Tactical? Nope. Go to bed right now. I will in about an hour. X5 is really expensive. They can be, but I have the X5 Legion 320. It's only about $1,000. Why you got so many guns? Because I love them. Can you name every gun on the wall? Sure can. That is Eddie. That's Frank. That's Rebecca. That is Daniel. That is Terry. That is Terrence. That is Ezekiel. That is Terrence 2, because you can have a first and second. That is Jamal. That one is Corey. That one is Carol. That one is Karen. That one is Sarah. That one is Tommy. That one is Mario. That one is Richard. That one is Tallulah. That one is Xerxes, and that one is Tacky. We miss Big Dick McDick. Yeah, a buddy of mine bought Big Dick McDick. What's your favorite Glock? A broken one. You need a pit viper in that collection. You know it too. If somebody wants to give me a pit viper, I will gladly add it to the collection, but you will never see me willingly hand $1 over to Terran Tactical. Why is that one named Karen? Because the name Karen is not inherently a bad name, and I'm taking that fucking name back. What's your daily carry? A Para Ordnance 1911 Black Ops. Do you have a Glock 19? Nope. You're yapping too much. On a live stream where I'm supposed to be talking to camera, I am yapping too much. I have 3 words for you. Please go fuck yourself. Tallulah looks like a handful. She is. We need another big dick McDick. I'll find one. I ain't beating the sleepy accusation. I'm out. Have a good rest of the stream. You too, Philinator. Familiar with the SIG GSR 1911s from the early to mid 2000s? No, I am not. You think that's a bit too many guns? Hell no, dude. If you knew how many guns I actually have, you'd probably shit yourself. Terran Tacticals are like Ferraris. No, they're worse than that. They're like Maseratis. They're fucking even worse. How'd your eyes get so far apart? I looked at your mom naked and my eyes tried to run away and kill themselves. I liked and subscribed. I'll check you out another. All right, brother. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Steven, you're still at it? Yeah, I go about 3 hours. I should stream my ironwork. You can, just don't stream guns. You'll get in trouble if you touch them. Long live Big Dick McDick. I can't remember who even owns Big Dick McDick now. Oh, yeah, I know who owns it. Cool dude. In California, the Sig 320s are certified drop safe. Do you think they're unsafe still? There's a lot of things that go into the reasons why they are not safe. I am not going into them all again. Don't be poor and buy a base model and you'll be fine. How rare are your guns? Some of them are hard to get, not all of them. Why come into a live stream that is based on guns expecting there not to be guns? Yeah. My yapping too much is what? What about my yapping too much? You have terrible English. Go fuck yourself. Can you show us your favorite gun? Nope, can't pick up guns on a live. As a gun collector now, I know you're lying on Terran Tactical's name. What do you mean lying on Terran Tactical's name? I won't buy a Staccato again, and I won't buy a Terran Tactical. Not to be rude, genuinely curious, so I gotta ask, do you see in widescreen? Some days. You know, as a human being, you actually have a 180 degree field of vision. You also see your nose all the time. No, you. Esteban, you are clearly a 4-year-old child, so you get to go away. Do you like Glocks? No. Got it. Never knew, but damn, these trolls are so bad. It's the internet, dude. Go on Twitch. If you think YouTube trolls are bad, go on Twitch sometime. LPVO or holographic. Depends on the use case. Joke Reyes. If you're looking for intermediate and short, holographic. If you're looking to be able to reach out and touch somebody as well as run close quarters, and get an LPVO. Very favorite carry position. I carry at 4 o'clock. What other guns come with the warning, don't buy the base model? All of them. No, actually, no. I mean, 320 has a base model. It's hard to really say another gun really has a base model and then an upgraded version. You don't like Glocks? What the fuck? I have taste. Guile, you became a member again. How you doing, brother? You have a Mac 11. Nope. What's your favorite caliber pistol? I like pistols. I don't care about calibers. If you were to fish with a gun, what gun would you use? An M80 Firecracker. Every serious gun has a Pit Viper and Sand Viper, but you like what you like. It's your favorite pistol then. I have the Dan Wesson DWX as my hate-love gun, so I'm good. Do you carry more than one at a time? No, I don't need to. I can aim. No, I'm just messing with you, child of light. No, I carry one gun and a spare mag. I don't necessarily need an extra gun. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. Do you have a 45 Magnum? Nope. It's a $40 Uber from one eye to the other. That's also about how much I'll make off of pimping your mom. So yeah. No, don't eliminate stuff, Pikmin. Cody. I'm fucking with people tonight. I don't need guns. I have my arms. I have arms. Firearms. People that say they don't need guns can't afford guns. I'm good, but a nasty back injury. Shit, dude. I'm sorry. I hope you get better, dude. Is the M18 the base model? Yes. Any 320 with a curved trigger has the base FCU and is susceptible to uncommanded oopsies. 44 Mangum. Manganum. He's triggered? I'm not triggered. You pick me, I never get picked, and I wonder your very favorite gun on earth, what gun we're using in battle. That's the reason I don't pick you. What a bunch of dummies in here. Get to work, mods. No, I told the mods to leave all this shit. I'm having fun with people. Take care, brother. Stay strapped or get clapped. Oh. What SIG would you carry? I'll carry my 320 X5 Legion. I don't care. I play with my guns. I modify my guns. My guns are all safe because I tear them apart. You can't trigger Gemini. You can trigger me, but you're going to fucking be crying by the time I'm done making you feel like shit. Best bear protection. Living in a state that doesn't have bears. How many keyboards do you have? A lot of them. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Why do people keep deleting their own things? Sorry about that. I forgot at the moment. It's okay, Cody. If they're spamming or like trying to bypass the filters, then that's fine. I appreciate the work you guys do, but you guys don't have to be super hard. Being the only guy in the house and you had to carry heavy stuff by yourself and carrying stuff at work, yeah, back injury instantly. Don't forget I'm old. Sorry, dude. You'll be alright, I hope. Cool collection. We can't have collections like that here in Australia. Different rules here. Yeah, but you have kangaroos and dingoes. You have a G3A3? Nope. I do in Ghost of Tabor, though. What upgrade would you suggest for an early 2000 Super Soaker? Pee into it, then you get poison damage. Which gun would you say is the best in any way? 1911s. You play Call of Duty? Nope. Do you like Hellcats? The cars? Yes. The guns? Yes. Sexy women on Halloween? Yes. What gun would you over-modify? I've done some pretty crazy stuff with 1911s. How many handguns do you have? Many. It's the best version of Kalashnikov. I don't know. Keeps us from learning about firearms. I'm answering almost every question, Dodge. And if it gets to a subject I really need to take time to talk about, I'll ignore the comments. Would I ever eat from the chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral? I didn't know the chocolate fountain does that. I didn't know they had one, I mean. Would you ever, would you like the Short Act of the Hearing Protection Act to pass, or does it not matter to you? All laws are an infringement on our rights as gun owners. So the fact that they need to pass is a different thing. Do I have a Glock 19? What's a Glock 19? Is that a high point? Is what a high point? I play Tabor. So do I. Down syndrome? It's hard for me to say, Tasha. You need to go to your doctor and get a diagnosis. If you have Down syndrome, don't worry about it. It's just a position in life that you find yourself. I am happy that you were able to type it so eloquently, and I hope that you figure out what's wrong with you. Either you have Downs or you're just a fucking asshole. Either way, you'll figure it out, Tasha. Have you ever played Rainbow Six? Yes, a long time ago. Do you find that a suppressor actually seriously reduces recoil? No, it doesn't. Hello from Kenyatta. How do you feel about gun ranges? They're necessary. Otherwise, you're shooting in the city. Dude's mad. I'm not mad. You mad. I'm mad because I had to look at your mom naked again. God damn, she ugly. Balashnikov. Yep, I'm back. I can't sleep, so I'll be here. Yeah, well, I'm ending soon. Any modified Winchesters? No. All mine are stock. He was rearranging my guts last night. You know, you're trying to make fun of me, but you just said I have an enormous penis, and I accept that. What's your favorite 10 millimeter? Usually one that's shaped like about that long. Middle school tier comebacks, because it's all you fucking deserve with your middle school fucking insults. How many subscribers do you have? 184,000. Where are you located? Winchester, Virginia. Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Just asking a question. No, you didn't hurt my feelings, but you're going to get a lot of hurt feelings when you go out into the real world and realize that you're a fucking loser. What's your favorite 10 millimeter gun? Colt Delta Elite. I wouldn't modify many Winchesters because I don't shoot many long guns. Do you like revolvers? I ask because I don't notice any on your wall. I have a few revolvers, but the wall is for 2025 acquisitions, and I really don't buy revolvers right now. Recommendation on a long-range rifle. I'm not really into rifles. Random YouTuber short crowd is pushing their way in. Yeah, the short bus is stopping at the Jiminy show tonight. Thoughts on comp carry guns? Do it. I've got the PX9 Duty comp and it shoots amazing. I like how you casually roast people and keep a straight face. Yeah, because I've been dealing with stupid people longer than most of you have been alive. And the fact that you're on the internet and you still think any fucking stupid joke that you motherfuckers can come up with is original and new, get fucked. You have a Desert Eagle. Not anymore. Sold it. How many kids have you locked up? Like 14 of them. They make my shoes. Yes, I have shotguns. Bro, you're in my live stream trying to act like you're telling some kind of fun shit to people in my chat and you think that you're going to be relevant. Bro, you are going to live in the indignity. I said that wrong, but you're going to fucking be the bottom of the shoe on the world of the internet. Have you ever walked through a field and you stepped in a big pile of dog shit? That's what your comments are equal to. I'm just going to scrape you off of my shoe, throw you in the trash, and go on with my life. I have a rocket launcher. You have one? No, I have a grenade launcher. Wow, Justice just got racially fucking fucky. Let's go ahead and report you. There's a lot of things I'm willing to deal with, but, you know, if you want to be a fucking prick, you go away. It's almost like it's a frickin' Wednesday. Wait till Wednesday, dude. My shadow ban's over. That's why this is happening. Is it difficult to find somebody who likes guns and doesn't want them banned or taken away? No, you just got to find the right group of people. Wow. My chat just froze. Give it a second, kids. Have you played Ready or Not? Yes. The AI is a little dumb still. How many years did it take for you for that collection? This is the 2025 acquisition. You got an AT4? No, I do not. Do you have a Glock 45? No, I do not. I've got, personally in my collection, I have two 19s, a 17, a 17L, and a 34. Favorite guns, 1911s. Honest take on the Taurus G3C. If all you have is enough money to buy one, don't feel unarmed. It's a perfectly serviceable firearm for 95% of us. People on the internet that like to be all bougie with their guns and say that you have to buy a $600 gun to feel well armed, they're full of shit. The Taurus G3C is a perfectly serviceable firearm. I don't know who Andy Bersher is. I avoid politics like the plague. I will vote, but I always write my own name in. Thoughts on the 43X? Don't really have one. It's a gun. It's a Glock. How much was the big scope on that AR? Technically free. Burris sent it to me. How much do you think your arsenal cost is an estimate? I don't like to think about how much I have invested into my guns. Your uncle called you a prick? Sorry. Oh, looks like my Steam is open. One of my buddies is playing a game. What do you think of the Colt Python? I think there's a lot of guns that do the same job better. You should all write in your name. That would be funny. You ever carry a 10 millimeter? No, I haven't. It's just because I just haven't. Do you have an AK? Nope, not at all. There certainly isn't one up on the wall. What's better, the Glock or the Russian gun? What? I don't know. What would happen if I wrote in the Jiminy Show? Nothing, because unless enough people write it in, I won't win. What's better? I don't know. You're my favorite person. You need more people. Are we friends on Steam? I don't think we are. No, I don't think we are, McManus. It's my buddy Daniel. Do you have a 1911? Nope, don't know what a 1911 is, Ghost. Look at my wall before you ask questions, please. But Vortex optics. Vortex optics are fine. You do have to be careful, though, because you could wind up accidentally buying a Walmart Vortex scope used, and Vortex optic scopes have different glass in them. Is that all your firearms? That's all my 2025 firearms. You have a car? Yes, I have two. Is that a Liberator? Nope. You have an M4? No, I have an AR-15. Do you call it a suppressor or a silencer? Either is perfectly fine. The original patent for the suppressor lists it as a silencer. Do you have a 50 AE? No, I sold it. Are those optics in the white boxes? Yes, they are Hollow Suns. Hollow Sun sent me the EPS are a full size and the 509T. Those are going on a couple of my guns here later. Yes, I have owned a 50 cal. I'm going to ask a serious question to any of you trolls that aren't banned yet. Do you honestly, like, fucking just waste your entire lives going into live streams and being dicks? I mean, is it really something you guys like doing? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's funny? Are you like Jack Doherty fans? I want to know, because your generation is fucked. What kind of AK machine gun is behind you? It's not a machine gun. How many YouTube plaques you have? Just the one. Ever shot full auto? No. I shot full auto once, but not FRT. I've got a binary in the air up there. What'd you do if somebody asked you to shout them out? I don't shout out people. Do you have a P320? No, that's from Contractors Exfil Zone. What are the tattoos? They're just tattoos, just of varying things to cover up scars and shit I got. This side is tech, this side is skeleton and gears. Depends on who's holding the apple pie, Alberto. Have you ever owned any type of LMGs or shot one? I've never owned a light machine gun. How many trolls do you get? Because it looks like a lot. It is a lot, but that's just the way the internet works. Ever try the Franklin Armory binary trigger? That's exactly what's in that AR. Franklin Armory binary trigger. Was I in the military? No. How much did you waste on everything? It's never a waste of money if you love it. Have you ever known anybody that built their own 20 millimeter? No, I have not. Never been in a shootout. This generation is screwed. This generation makes me want to walk into the ocean until the bubble stops, and that's coming from somebody that has committed suicide. So, yeah, take it from me. Fuck you. Thoughts on Belt-Fed 22? They're interesting. I'd definitely shoot one. These people come in here, they came here off a monkey. Well, favorite sea animal? Probably going to have to be the blue whale. I like your guns. Thank you. Over 200 likes. Nice. Thank you. No, you cannot pick up guns on YouTube live stream. I have to go. I hope to be back on the stream in a bit. I'm ending at 11 o'clock, so it's Part of Gen Z, I do not claim the trolls at all, and I'm very respectful for my age, apparently. Thank you, Madeline, for being one of the few that isn't a jerk. Own a Type 81? Nope. Have you ever been to the big aquarium in Georgia? Nope. I probably drove by it when I went to Atlanta. Ever buy a pink gun? Yes, I was forced to buy one because I scratched one. I love sharks. Thoughts on arrow precision? They're fine. You start with the lower, build it however you want. I love your guns, man. They look beautiful. How much are your guns worth? They're worthless because I won't sell them. Well, actually, that's a lie. I'll sell them, but not to you. I have a gun store, though. You can buy other guns. What's the gun under the suppressed one? That is the Ruger RXM. Gen X and proud. Ooh, fuck, I'm tired. You have an M16? No, I do not. Thank you for asking. I've been to Georgia Aquarium once, swam with the whale shark there. It's a cool place. You should check it out. No, that's cool. I've already been to Georgia once. I'm never going back. What's your favorite gun you have in the background? Probably my AR-15, which is funny because my AR-15 is a good gun. Have I ever shot a gun with a gun? Actually, yes, I have. There's a video of it. I had a Chiappa M922, a Beretta clone that didn't work, and it was a piece of shit. So I eventually shot it with a 9mm, a shotgun, and then I finished it off with a 30-30 rifle. Is the whole AK Romanian, or did you just slap a dong on it? It's a Romanian, 1970 Romanian kit. Everything on it except for the receiver body is actually Romanian. What state are you in? Half those beauties are illegal in my state. I'm in Virginia. Is it weird to have ammo laying around all over your house? You tell me. There's a 45. There's 38 Super. I find ammo all over the place, man. It's not weird at all. I love my Granada. Never had a Granada 30-30. That's interesting. Do you have an AK-47? What's an AK-47? Least favorite gun and why? Chiappa and Glock. How much did those weapons and all their accessories cost you? I don't talk about pricing, man. There's no point. You have a Desert Eagle? No, not anymore. I sold it. I keep spent casings around my house because a lot of them have meaning to me. Interesting. Anything from Afghanistan? Nope. Everybody put a W in chat for Surov. He came out as gay on a live stream. This is now held in perpetuity and will always be on the internet. So mark it. 10:28 p.m. Eastern Time, 7/28/2025. Our friend Surov just came out as gay. Let's support him and encourage him. I hope that you find a loving husband that will treat you well and that you enjoy taking it in the pooper. Let's do one for me too. All right, Darren gets a W as well. Star location, Winchester, Virginia. Google it. Wind City Armory. If I can't give out specifics because the internet sucks. YouTube sucks and Google sucks. Amazing, thank you. You're welcome, dude. We are all inclusive here. As long as you're not a prick, you can have a prick, you can like the other holes. We'll do whatever you want. Just don't be a jerk. I have 3 45 long Colt blanks that are spent. I got them directly from a reenactor. It was one of the first reenactments I went to. That's awesome. I went there because I live in Virginia. You went where? Is that a stoked? Is it a stocked 1911? No, it's a chassis braced 1911. When you hop up live, look up TR3B. Hold on. You know, I really don't like when people insist I look up things because you're going to be very disappointed with what I come up with. Are we talking about the spy plane? Hey, Andy, get your long gun, dude. But don't forget, when you buy your long gun, you're going to be an automatic delay, so don't expect to take it home the same day. Do you have a Glock 40? No. Because fuck Glock. No, I am not. See, this isn't Twitch. I'm not searching everything. I don't want to search everything. Everybody chill out. Thoughts on gas pedals on handguns? I don't mind them, but they have to be in the right position. I don't hold a handgun the way you hold a handgun. I hold in almost a modified C-clamp on a handgun, so my hand is too far forward for most gas pedals. Do you have antique guns? Yes. No, I don't want to search something cool, but put it in the chat. Maybe other people will like to see it. No, even just in general, I don't like looking up stuff. It's like, I hate to sound like that guy, but it just doesn't do things for me. Have I seen Judge Dredd? You recently saw it for the first time. Judge Dredd or Dredd? There's two of them. Judge Dredd had Sylvester Stallone. Dredd had Carl Urban. Nice collection, thank you. In my state, it's a 72-hour wait period. No, it is not. In your state, as in all 50 states that allow firearm purchases, the federal government in 2023 enacted a mandatory background check enhanced on all people under the age of 21. It can be up to 16 days, depending on what your background is consisting of. If you've ever been committed as a teenager but had it expunged, you will probably get denied. I own a gun store, and I've worked at gun stores since 2019. Trust me, you're buying your first gun. I've been selling guns for a long time. You will automatically get delayed regardless. Now, you may approve in 3 days, as long as you have a clean background, but it can be up to 16 days. How many guns would you say you have? I wouldn't say. If zombies came to your neighborhood, what guns are you taking outside? None. I'm waiting for all y'all to get bit, and then I'm looting. Do you have any revolvers? Yep, I got a few. Are you drunk right now? Nope, I am in that much pain, and I am that tired. My eyes just don't want to work. I'm 100% clean, and I find that dumb. Here's the problem, Andy. Most of the shooters of schools that have been 18 to 21 and purchased rifles and gotten them instantly all had... not all, but the ones that have actually committed the atrocities had histories of violence in their past that were noted by psychologists and put into permanent records that were expunged when they became adults. So the U.S. government assumes, rather than investing the money into actually helping kids and putting the money into psychological help and therapy where it should be, that by just enhancing the background check and finding anything you did as a child will help prevent school shootings and shit. I'm glad my background checks don't take that long. The longest I've had to wait was 1 hour. Yeah, mine are instant. It's great. What's your top pick for an EDC? Mine are instant. Thoughts on old school stocked handguns? Never shot one, so I'd love to. What do you think about Sig Sauer? Why are you adding exclamation points? Riverside police beat and killed a man having a mental episode. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not an isolated incident, Crystal. It's happened a lot more than people know. It has to do with the lack of awareness training, and I'm not trying to say everybody should be woke, but there should be, in every department, in every school, in every place, there should be a better budget for proper training as well as additional people that can help identify problems. If you catch it before the problem happens, it doesn't become a problem. If you catch it afterwards and make a law, all it does is prevent other things, but it doesn't stop what actually happened. What city are you from? Busan, South Korea. There's a gun store I went to, and a guy had to wait 3.5 hours for his background check. It can take that long. It can take up to 21 days. All my friends moved to Arizona. They think I'm a loser and idiot because I'm surrounded by all these Muslims. I'm here in the demon hole of Dearborn. That's a weird thing to say. Why are your eyes closed, my guy? Because I am tired as fuck. Also, I thought I saw your mom naked. I support the right to arm bears. Dude, me too. I think it makes it more fun, more fair when you're hunting. With eyes like that, I question your aim. Motherfucker, I'm squinting and my eyes are laser focused right now. Are you sure you want to question somebody's aim just because they have a better peripheral vision than you do? I question your fucking brain capacity. That's what I fucking question, you dumb shit. Oh, by the way, fuck you. I'm also in Riverside County. Schools here in Texas now have security guards with guns for the school. Definitely do. I like this guy. Thank you, Crystal. I know it's real, but but is it real screen? Bro said he thought he saw his mom naked. Yo, Yeetus. Yeah. Please tell me I need to know about Sig Sauer. What about it, Mindy? I don't understand people saying police need to have less funding and be less militarized. We need cops with the better equipment and the best training as possible. Yep, pretty much. Do you go hunting? No, I've never been hunting. I would, but nobody's taken me. Mark says, you're awesome, bro. Stay blessed. Thank you. I just found you. Glad I did. Thank you, Crystal. What's a good first gun in the $1 to $500 range? That is too wide of a range. Go to a gun store. Check out some shit. All new guns are pretty solid. Damn, your collection is awesome. Thank you. How do you feel about civilians having fully auto? Absolutely. Go for it. One bullet's just as dangerous as 500 of them. Also, when you finally fire a full auto gun and you realize how much it costs to run one, you're going to think a bunch of times before you spray and pray. My friend loves people like you. He acts like you. Okay, that's cool. Does YouTube pay good? If you weren't a gun tuber, yes. My county has an entire police department for schools, tactical teams, canines, and all. Well, so did Uvalde, and look how that turned out. You know who's taken me hunting before? Dude is 5 years old. I don't want to go by myself. I know my luck. I'll get hunted for sport. Have you ever considered carrying a 91011 with an optic? Yes. I've been carrying the Gerson Influencer X. That shit gets expensive. Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. Guns look strong. All guns are strong. Full auto 22 is the only gun we're shooting. Do you have 8847? I don't know what that is. If you're trying to get me to do something stupid. Think Glocks with switches are good. Nope, they're a waste of money. Take something that is hard to shoot anyways and make it full auto and give it to a dumbass who doesn't know how to shoot. It's going to go well. Bro, hear me out. 870 Express, 12 gauge pump. Good shotgun. Good for you. Thoughts on the BRN 180? It's fine. You look like the Grinch. The fuck you. Do you carry one in the chamber? Yes. If you don't carry with one in the chamber, don't carry a fucking gun. Sorry, McPherson. That's my thoughts on it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't carry a fucking gun, but I believe if you're not willing to carry with one in the chamber, you don't trust yourself or you don't trust the gun. If either of those conditions exist in you or the gun, do not carry a gun. Get pepper spray or a rape whistle, because that's all you're capable of handling. Why do you have so many firearms? Because I like to be well armed. Dude, you're funny. Thank you. You have a Glock 30? Nope. You don't look responsible to have that many guns. Bro, if you knew how many guns I actually have, you'd be sitting there going, holy shit, I'm in trouble. Haha, I'm in danger. How to conceal carry an AK-47. Have somebody else carry it for you. You don't print through your shirt carrying a 1911 with an optic? No, because I carry it to 4 o'clock position and I wear a hoodie. I bit my tongue and now everything I eat tastes prickly. Ah, you added that blood. Got my first gun in 6th grade, a Mauser M1909 Argentina. Nice. I like my Glocks because of GTA 4. It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Why do I look like Sid from Ice Age? Because your mom stepped out of the shower without warning me, and I saw how hairy her coochie was, and it made me feel really bad. Like, I got the reverse of a boner. Like, my shit receded back into my body because your mom is ugly. If you guys want to give these stupid fucking insults, you're going to get the stupid fucking comebacks. My first gun didn't have a safety, so I didn't carry with one in the hand. Yeah, no. You got to learn to trust your gun. Thoughts on the Uzi? They're very expensive for a real one, but they're fun. Good firearm for small hands. I can't tell you. I don't have small hands, so I don't practice small gun carrying. Go to a gun store, put a bunch of guns in your hands, see what feels good. My girl treated with my best friend. Sounds like your best friend did something better than you did, buddy. You have any recommendations for a woman with small hands? Nothing I can say on YouTube. Non-manual safety is better for less trained shooters in a defense situation. No, a trained shooter is better for a trained shooter in a self-defense situation. Why are you letting somebody who's not trained carry? You look like Homer Simpson. Really, one of the most famous people in the world. I'll take it. Thank you. You look like your mom. Fucking stupid. Uzis take batteries. Oh, yeah, and cylinders. Please tell us, what do you think about Sig Sauer? Why? What are your thoughts on musket with an optic? Do it! What gun do you recommend for 36-year-old man beginners? I was 37 when I got my first gun, so whatever you want, man. Your revolver still have a relevance in today's EDC world? Yes, because you don't have to police the brass. They're great secondary weapons, and if you get something like a 687 tracker, you get 7 rounds of 357. Are you Asian? Yes. Half Korean. Thoughts on the Glock 30? Nope. The situation with P365X's manual safety levers can only be engaged when pointed below a 90-degree angle. What is this happening? It's something to do with the FCU, and it is. You look like Cartman, gay uncle from the... Dude, you went so fucking deep with that insult that I don't get it because I'm not a fucking loser. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with you. You win. Being a fucking loser. You're better than me at that. Congratulations on being a fucking loser. You can go home and tell all your friends. The Jiminy Show told me I'm the best fucking loser in the world. I'm sure your parents agree with you. You know, when they're willing to acknowledge you. What's up? The red handle behind you in 1911? No. Fusion Firearms, XF Pro. Less trained like women and men who are new to firearms. We cannot dictate how much training they have before they actually have a defense situation. No, but you can encourage somebody to take training classes. If you're that unskilled with a firearm, you shouldn't be carrying it. I'm sorry. That's the way I put it. If you cannot trust yourself with a firearm because you don't have proper training with it or you don't trust the gun, don't fucking carry a gun. Plain and simple. If you're not trained to handle yourself in a self-defense situation, then you're fucked either way. Whether or not you have that gun is irrelevant. If you're not trained either to protect yourself or draw a firearm and shoot it in a self-defense situation, you shouldn't have it. If you're not trained in a self-defense situation, you are more dangerous to those around you than you are to yourself. Jiminy Show told me to fuck you. Yep, pretty much. Any words on candy flavored? What? Thoughts on High Points? Love it. Would you ever go on the Unsub podcast? If so, please reach out to them. No, I don't know if they'd ever have me on it because I said I don't care for them because they're all too big. I was 6 when I got my first gun. Awesome. What are your thoughts on hollow point explosive incendiary rounds? They exist. Well, incendiary explosive rounds exist, but obviously not a hollow point. They're hollow in the center. That's where all the shit goes. Is that AK Chinese or Russian? Neither. Romanian. Sending good vibes from Florida. My friend, quick question. What's the strongest pistol for... hey, look, Tristan is getting reported for hate speech. Good job, you fucking retard. And yes... I use the word retard when speaking on somebody that's actually socially retarded. Those that are mentally retarded, they can't help it. People that have a mental retardation should never be insulted. But people like Tristan that are just retards, they deserve it. Because they're going to get into the real world, and they're going to be smacked down so fucking hard by the real world that they're going to wind up on the side of the road, and they're not even going to wind up on the good off ramp where they could actually make some money begging for change. You're going to wind up on the side of the road by an IHOP where they've already left all their money. Tristan is gone. Tristan got removed because Tristan decided to come in and use racial slurs on a live stream thinking he's funny. Sending good vibes from, yeah, you already said that. See, there we go. Congratulations. All right, we're done acknowledging people like that, so those people just get removed. I have mods, you fucking idiots. I'm going to make more money than you. Yeah, I'd like to see you try. I wish you success in your life collecting Pokemon cards. But I can guarantee you I've made more money in 20 years of selling cars than you will in your entire life. I've blown more money at the casino than you will ever hold. A glow-in-the-dark cyberpunk sounds so cool. Yep. He must be legal. He's not scared of Tom. Who's... Oh, great. Yep. Damn, that's sad. Lol. I can tell you got money from those guns. The guns aren't the only thing. Feelings on 16 gauge. Never shot it. Do you think civilians should be allowed to own hand grenades? If the chat has anything to say about it, no. Oh, this dude's a gloat. No, just stating the fact. If the fact is you can't actually reiterate or retort with an actual statement and you just think I'm gloating, congratulations on making minimum wage for the rest of your life. So, man, do you own an FNX 45? Not anymore. I've had many over my days, but I buy a lot of guns, and if it's a gun that's easily replaceable, I tend to sell them or trade them for something else. Best target pistol. Whatever you practice with, man, and that's an honest thing. I'm not saying that to be a dick or anything, but the better you are, the anything can be accurate. 10 of 10 stream pal. I'm going to bed. Good night. All right. Thoughts on Iron Man 1 as a movie? It started the MCU, so 100% behind it. Also, I love Iron Man. Iron Man was one of my favorite things. What's the one on top of the scope? It's a custom-built AR. I'm excited for the lever action. Yeah, I might drag my balls across it before I send it out. Sorry. Are those real done? Are they real done? Well, some of them need to cook a little bit longer. How your eyes get so far apart? I saw your mom naked. How much do you make annually? I don't really talk about my money. And not nearly as much as I used to. After I died, I kind of had to stop working. Why the fuck you look like that? Because I saw your mom naked. You guys think you're original. You're getting your moms. You don't make shit. I made your mom come. Does that count? You were definitely talking about your money. Yeah, I was. In the past tense, I sold cars for 20 years. I had a lot of money. I don't have that money now. What's a gun you think has spent more time on the drawing board would have been a bigger success than it was in reality? The Hudson H9. Thoughts on the Walther PDP 4.5 full? Don't really have much of an opinion on it. The Walther PDP is a perfectly serviceable gun. It just looks a little odd because it looks top heavy. What about CZ Tactical Sport? Love it. Wish I still had mine. Don't even acknowledge it, Stone. Just keep getting rid of it. Do car sales skills translate to gun skills? Yes. I'm guessing you're still rich, though. You'd be absolutely wrong. $5 million in medical debt and killing myself and getting rid of all my shit kind of does it. Do you have a 50 BMG? I've got the round sitting right here. What's your background? In what respect are you asking? I've worked just about every job you can think of. I've worked for movie theaters, run movie theaters, gas stations, Toys R Us, GameStop, Funkoland. I sold cars for 20 years. I've run many different stores. What made you buy your first gun? Just that you want to learn to shoot. I love my CZ Orange. Yes, you do. What am I going to have to trade to get that one back? I saw someone trading a Hudson H9 for a Glock the other day. I was thinking about it, but the trigger looks nasty to me. Dude, a Hudson H9 for a Glock right now with the going price of Hudson H9s, you need to get it. Thoughts on the P320? They're fine. Bro has to be like 567 years old with that career experience. No, dude, just think about it. You can easily excel through most companies in months, especially if you're competent, you do your job, and you don't fuck around. A lot of times I would work at a job for a few months, I'd get promoted, and then I'd get bored with it. Patriot, what was your first gun? A Rock Island Armory 1911 double stack 9mm 22 TCM. Feel like wanting your first gun is like a childhood thing. I guess. Auto Origins 1911 with spec parts to Colt is actually amazing. Makes sense. They have pretty solid build quality. That's what I was seeing about the trigger. Just looks nasty to me. It's an interesting trigger, but it's easy to shoot. I was never in the military, Goofy. Thoughts on the Chris Vector? It's an interesting gun, but because we never got the full auto version as a civilian, there's no reason to mess with the semi-auto. You sell armor, it makes more than selling guns. Yeah, if you have a dedicated sales for it. But as a gun store, selling armor does not. Yeah, it's a better profit margin, but it's not. It takes a lot more work, in my opinion, honestly. So we're getting to the last 10 minutes, guys. Thankfully, none of you were willing to pony up any money, so I didn't have to eat the hot shit. So, sorry, guys. We'll try it again on Wednesday. The total resets, though. It's 500 every time we start a new live stream. So, sorry, Stone. I'll use your money for your shipping for your guns. Counterbalance on a full auto Chris is insanely controllable. That's what I have heard. Hey, I sent $100. Yeah, and I'm going to have to use it to send your stupid alien back to you. How does this show work? Hit you up? No, I'm not private messaging you. Been here lurking the whole time. What's up, Mexi? Are you sure about that? 320 strikes again, the Air Force mishap. Well, does it strike again, or was it just a malfunction of a prior existing firearm that already existed that just happened to go bang now? At least reset it at the end of the week. Fine. If we don't reach the goal by the end of the Friday live stream, it resets every week and goes up by $100. M1 Grand with a silencer. What's a grand? You seem very bored. Is this not what you were expecting? No, it's fine. It's just the end of the night. I'm very tired. Thanks for coming on here. Thank you. How'd you know what I did? Do you have a 50 big? Nope. GDF says, how much can you bench? Not much. I'm very weak. I have an autoimmune disease. I look like I'm still a large person, but I can barely lift up my dog. Am I eating the hot chip? Nope. None of y'all paid enough. Make sure to buy some milk by Friday. Lol. No, I don't think so, buddy. You can't make me. And you already donated. You're not allowed to donate again. I'm changing the rules as we go. It's my show. Wait, we had a dono goal? Yes, we had to get to at least $500. $500, I'd eat one of them. I set it insanely high because I don't want to do it. So if you fools will pay me to do something stupid, I'll do it. This is my show now. How much does a dog weigh? My dog weighs 64 pounds. Have a good night. Thank you. You too, Paul. Thanks for being in here, man. I can barely read right now. There's always a way around the rules, pretty much. My name, Crystal. Thank you for coming in today. Canik MC9 is the first pistol. What do you think? Absolutely. Just train with it, man. Train, train, train. Sloth much? Yeah, only when I'm around your mom. She likes it when I put my 3 fingers in her. What are you going to buy if they send you the $500? I'm going to buy my dog some really good toys and food. Damn, Joe, you shooting back is hilarious. Pretty much. You know what I find funny is how many people make alt accounts. What's your concealed carry? Right now, it's a Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911, but it's going to be that Gerson Influencer X as soon as I sight in the optic. Nice vote. Thank you, sir. How's the dog doing? Awesome. Rocky, come here, buddy. You awake, buddy? Rocky? Come here, bud. We're ending the live stream, so I need you to say goodbye to the internet. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. All right, guys. Rocky's going to say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Who's my boy? Dude, he was sleeping like a rock, I can tell. Well, his name is Rocky. But, dude, you were asleep, weren't you, buddy? I can tell. You look so tired. You're such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Let's give him a treat coming here. Okay, everybody. Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, yeah, dude. He eats better than I do. He has more toys than I do. He has more fun than I do. I have to take him to the park every morning and clean up his shit. Trust me. He knows who's the owner. Sprayed a few times during my reservist days. Nice. My dog's name is Rocco. That's awesome. Does Rocky have a gun? Yes, I let him choose and he chose a 1911. Otherwise, I was going to give him back to the pound. Hey, say his full name. Fine. His name is actually Rocky McManus Zaxxon Stone. And I'm getting him a name tag that says Rocky MZS. So, your dog's name is Steve. Nice. Your fan is not OSHA safe. What do you mean? It's a super soft blade. You could stick a baby in there. It wouldn't hurt. God bless you and Rocky. I mean that. Thank you, Roy. Is that a grenade launcher? Technically, no. It's a 37mm signal device. My dog's name is Hank. Nice. Is it true that you can purchase a manual safety for a Glock? I don't know. Maybe. I've never seen one. What if your dog licks the fan? Well, he's not going to do it twice, I can tell you that. But it's fine. Look. It doesn't hurt. Have a good night, brother. Take care. What's your favorite gun? 1911s, always. Have you seen the Warhammer FRT trigger for the MP5? No, I haven't. Sounds cool. Custom slide and frame cuts cost a lot on a Glock. That is true. Night, everybody. Try your mushroom. No, thank you. That one hurts a little bit. It's a little sensitive, especially post nuts. Dude, he actually tried. He created an alt account using part of your name. That's hilarious. Would you recommend a sight on a 1911? I'd recommend a sight if you want to shoot guns with sights. Red dots absolutely help you. So, all right, guys. I'm going to go. You guys have a good night. Let me pick up the phone and turn you off. I'm going to show you my ass. That'll turn you off. Could you comment on a suppressed 1911? Nope. Can't. All right, guys. You have a good night. I'm going to go. Fuck you guys. I love you. I'm just kidding. Love you. And if you can't be